What's up, everybody? This episode with Lil Darkie and Wendigo wouldn't be possible without DistroKid. If you're an independent artist, this is for you. DistroKid makes it easy to distribute your songs on all major platforms. We're talking Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. You also get unlimited music uploads for one low yearly price. Keep 100% of the royalties from the songs you wrote, no commission taken. And your music goes live on streaming services quicker than any other distributor. Check it out at distrokid.com. That's distrokid.com, link in the description below. And now, let's get to the podcast. Okay.
Is that my Instagram? What the fuck?
The double whammy with the delay is also especially good.
That's with the delay?
With the delay, yeah.
Where do you come up with this shit?
I don't know. I just
shit
figured
in.
I needed a delay, so I put it on the board. And then I think during sound check, I was like, oh, that's fun.
Oh, it's just fun. I'll just do it.
Yeah. When did we start with the double whammy?
This tour, this is my first board I've ever built. I was kind of anti-pedalboard for like many years. A guitar teacher of mine just like sort of instilled that in me. He was just like, oh, it's a liability on stage if a cable.
It's a liability. He said it was a liability.
Yeah, like if a cable comes out. And honestly, on this tour, even there's been like a time or two where like one of the patch cables is like a little loose and it kind of like makes some shit fried for a second. So I don't think he was wrong. But now that I have one, I understand the fun in having one and that it just like opens up so many more options.
Yeah.
I used to just have like one whammy and then maybe like a wah or like a reverb, just like two pedals, like kind of just loose, like just bouncing around on stage.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially with the kind of sounds that you guys do, you kind of need like a few more than two pedals.
Yeah.
You know?
Are we doing the podcast right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I am. Okay, sorry about that.
We started?
Yeah, we
Okay.
started.
All right, cool.
We started about 45 seconds ago.
Okay, sweet.
Little Darkie, Wendigo, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Also honored to meet you guys in person.
Likewise.
How do you guys produce so much music? I mean, you're talking sometimes like a record every year, sometimes 2 records a year. I'm like, how are they even doing this? Are they like living together, or are they like just nonstop where you get home and just go down to it? Because today I listened to USD, and shit with that's only the one record for this year.
Well, actually, there was a record like 2 months before that came out called Yang. You can
Yang.
say
Yeah.
that
So
right there.
I
There's that one too.
I listened to both of these. I was like, how do they even? Well, did you write these two sober?
Yeah, I've been sober all year.
Okay, so a full
I've been
year.
sober this year since New Year's.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Was that actually like a New Year's resolution?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking I'm taking it to year 2 next year.
Really?
Yeah. It's fun. It's been nicer.
It's nicer.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of like realize like how much shit you like didn't get done, or like, you know what I mean? You run out of dopamine when you're like, because before that I was doing drugs for like about a decade, since I was like 16, 17. So I'm 27 now. So it's like the first year I haven't like been on drugs like all year.
Happy birthday. Your birthday's in October, correct? So you just turned 27. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, you just like don't realize like how much of your kind of like brain you're kind of wasting. I don't regret doing like all the shit I did. I didn't do like very many hard drugs or anything. I mean, it was mostly just like weed and nicotine and like alcohol occasionally. I was never like really like into like anything harder than that. Never tried like uppers or any like crazy thing like that. But I was just like high all day, every day for like a decade, pretty much.
So in your mind, you guys aren't getting a lot done.
Well, we were getting a lot done, but like you're just like burning out. Like really, you're just like burning like fast, and like, you know, a fire burns fast, it like goes out kind of. So you're like constantly like reigniting yourself and then burning out. And like doing a bunch of drugs and getting a bunch of inspiration and then like burning out and being lazy the rest of the day. And you don't realize like how destructive that cycle is until you like start getting older and like really feeling it and being like, oh, like I feel like shit now. And then you know, I stopped doing drugs this year and realized like, oh, like this is how I'm gonna like maintain my energy, like be able to do even more stuff. Because like I've done so many drugs that I'm also like not regular now. Like I'm for sure like still inspired by it. It's not like I need it to like make anything anymore. I feel like I'll feel high like just randomly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like eat something spicy and be like, oh, I'm baked now.
Man, that shit, man, that's fucking that hot sauce. I feel high now.
Exactly.
Did you find it hard to recalibrate yourself to what's like what's fun, what's good? Do I even like this?
I mean, there was definitely like a rediscovery period when I was getting sober, like at the start of this year, that lasted about like 3 months or so, but it wasn't that hard. I like life, so.
It wasn't that hard. It's good.
I'm inspired by a lot of things. I like a lot of music. I don't like really like, even the stuff that I like don't like, there's like something to learn from it. You know what I mean?
There is.
So I just kind of draw from a lot of places already. So it wasn't really hard to like be inspired, even though I'm not high.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't like that. They don't realize, man, like if you just open up your mind, like you could music, all kinds of music could teach you something as opposed to being closed-minded. You're not going to get that valuable information back. You know, I found it's definitely I want to say slight issue with metal. There's always like people are closed-minded to what
slight issue is an understatement.
Yeah.
A lot of people I met that enjoy metal for better or worse are like pretty closed off to other shit for some reason. It doesn't even make any fucking sense. It feels like it goes against the entire like, to me at least, it goes against the entire like spiritual aspect of metal. It's like it is so anti the norm that it doesn't make sense to me how like it can become a new norm for so many people. Like how are you listening to metal and you're a normie? Like how are you listening to metal and like you hate on like other kinds of metal that's not metal at all.
Yeah, it's like it's hating on your own team.
It's like you turn metal into like a new like Abrahamic religion. It's like this isn't a religion. It's music.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking, like, man, when did this even take place? There was not even like a year or a day. Like, where did like the switch happen to where it seems like rap artists really embodied metal as far as like the attitude and
I think
the
it was always there, like from the beginning of rap. I think like the crossover, like there was always people doing it. Like you had like Public Enemy and Anthrax. You had like Slayer on Def Jam. Like I feel like the initial sort of idea behind rap was that it was very like socially conscious, politically conscious. Like it was like a revolutionary kind of music, which I feel like a lot of metal was in its own way doing that culturally, where it was very much against like the popular culture of the time. You had also like a band like Slayer that's very like punk inspired, and punk and rap I think are like basically like just completely linked together. So I think what happened was over time rappers started initially referencing maybe more like jazz and soul music, and that was what people were sampling and basing their music on. And as time went on, rap started getting more and more contemporary. And then I think maybe like late 2000s, early 2010s, you started seeing rappers like directly inspired by metal. You started seeing people like wearing like metal t-shirts, having like really crazy bass 808s in their music. And then by mid 2010s, it was everywhere.
It was everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys really just embodied it, which was actually like refreshing to listen to your music. It's like I was listening to like the lyrics and I was like in the gym just like laughing. It's like, man, this is what should have happened in metal, but there's certain subjects that you just can't touch. You know, I think there'll be a time where it comes back.
Like what? Subjects you can't touch in metal?
Oh yeah.
Like what? Like in the music, you can't talk about certain things?
Yeah, you can't overly. It's funny because I mean I got into metal. Now that I think about it, it was pretty political. Like some like new metal bands were saying "fuck you" to everybody. You got Rage Against the Machine being openly like they are political.
Yeah.
But now if you can't even say like the president's name in a song
without like pissing someone off.
Yeah. So
I think more people deserve to get pissed off. That's like also one thing that I think that people are forgetting about now, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like as time goes on, like things should kind of like break away from that, but it feels like the pendulum's kind of swinging back this way, where like everything's getting almost like more conservative. It's like, no, don't do that. Like, don't change that. No, let that be alone.
Yeah.
But I think like more people deserve to get pissed off. I think metal shouldn't be a space where like conservative heads who like hate other kinds of people and shit like that should feel safe. That's just like my belief. I don't think like anyone should be pandering to that. That's like fucking sellout shit.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
And it's music too. Music is supposed to be like, I think, like the most pure. I'm not saying music is better than all art forms, but I'm saying like music should be like the one art form where you are free to say what you want, and you shouldn't have to worry.
Well, that's the thing, is that you are. You always are. Forever. You know, you're always free to say whatever you want. It's just people are afraid. You're never like not allowed to say something or have an opinion. People are just afraid to have an opinion because they're afraid, oh, like no one will like me. But like, who gives a fuck if anyone likes you?
Yeah, why people like that? Especially like artists.
It's because of capitalism. In my opinion, it's because of capital. It's because like music is a means to an end for a lot of people. It's like, oh, I'm doing this like because I got into it because I love music. Like we've discovered this even like making music. But at a certain point when it starts like interjecting with money and a job, you start being like, oh, but I have to like earn to keep doing it. There's not the society's not built in a way where everyone can afford to do music with their free time because they have to like go work a job or go do this. And so it's like, do I keep saying whatever I want and risk people not fucking with me and me not making enough to do this, or do I kind of like change what I really want to do deep down, the purity of what I'm doing, to create a product that people will consume? And that's like the problem with consumerism, is that like it ruins the purity of everything that it touches.
It's true, huh?
Yeah, I think also like to that point too, just as time has progressed, with whether it's like social media, whether it's like the ease of access to making music, like technology is so developed to where like somebody who has no experience making music, like in 2025, has more access to like Abbey Road studios basically like on their phone
back
in like the 60s. And I think that the social currency of like trying to look cool and put on like an artist image has led to like so many people doing that. And I think that to what you're saying about like how people should be like pissed off more and it should be like allowed, I think ugly music is gone right now and does need to come back. I think especially when we have things like AI now, where the whole thing is like it's the cleanest, like perfect music. I do think that there will be like another wave of people making really ugly, weird music in response to that, and that will be a great thing. I think like the world needs that.
Yeah. That's always like the back of my mind. Okay, when is like the response gonna happen to what's happening now? It's always gonna be like a counter of what is happening, for better or for worse. But I'm hoping it'll be a counter in our Pacific style music.
Yeah, I think it really comes down to like what's it? It's like the analogy of like the frog in like the boiling pot of water.
What's that?
Like there's this analogy that like if you put a frog in a boiling pot of water and you just turn the heat up like so slowly that he like doesn't know that he's being cooked. Like that's what's happening to everybody. Is just like we don't realize it's cooked already. Like it's already
100%.
It's already fucked. So like it really comes down to like when is everyone going to realize that that's what's happening and that like you can break convention. You know, like we're at the like beginning of a century, realistically, like the first quarter of the century. You know what I mean? Entering the second quarter of the century. It's just like people don't realize that they don't have to adhere to what everyone's saying. Humanity's so not used to. It's only in the last decade that people are used to being like, oh, I put something out and like 10,000 people don't like it because I can see this metric. Like this guy said this TS is buns and it has like 10,000 likes, and the human brain doesn't know how to respond to that because tribally we want everyone to like us. That's just like evolutionary. It's like, why would I want everyone in my tribe that I live with to hate me? All the people I wake up around every day and go outside the teepee and like everyone hates me. Like I don't want that. But we don't realize like that's not how the world is anymore.
Well, also if your tribe is someone, if you were out from your tribe, that means murder.
Exactly. So people are going to come after you. Like you're not going to get access to food or everything's fucked. So you want to be liked. But what humans like are slowly, I think, going to just as time progresses, like shake that need to be liked by everyone. Doesn't matter if you're liked. It matters if you're pushing things as a whole forward. by like just deconstructing what is. Like, what is okay? Why are the things that we think are okay even okay if all they're doing is just like serving this like beast that's just like under everything, just like benefiting from that, you know what I mean? People playing it safe and saying nothing in their music. I was just like talking to some members of our touring party at like dinner about it the other day. And you know, there's nuance to the topic, but I was talking to them about how when people are in these spaces now, there's ironically like very like liberal spaces that people are in scenes of music where people profess to be very progressive, but then a lot of the music like isn't like about anything, like you're saying with metal, where like you can't like talk about anything or you risk like being edgy. So like you'll go to a concert and like all the music is like about just like hedonism and like like consuming and just like crazy stuff, and then people will be like free Palestine, just like say that, and then like go back to the music being about like nothing. Like the next song is just like about like doing drugs again, and it's like, okay, like this is,
why is that true?
you know what I mean? It's like, who are we helping?
Oh my goodness.
Are we helping anyone, or are we just like kind of like screaming into the void and like performing as if we're helping somebody, and like nothing's changing, and then like 10 or 20 years from now, like nothing good happened because we didn't actually do anything.
Yeah, that you know? That's what people don't realize. Like the music industry, especially more scenes more than others, are very liberal. Whether you're political or not, I'm not a political person.
Yeah,
I just notice. I mean, this is pretty liberal, and it's masked by being. People are masking that, thinking it's being progressive and pushing things forward, when actually, and what's actually happening is pushing things backwards.
Yeah. There's this. I've been saying it every night on stage. Actually, not every night. I think it's in Everything's on Fire. There's like that stanza. My drummer makes fun of me for saying that. There's a part of the verse where I say, "You dress like a punk, but you're really a bitch. You don't care about nothing but the fit. Acting like a liberal, but you ain't liberating shit besides your lips flapping up and down so quick." Because it's just like very performative. It's like you're playing dress up. You're like dressing up very liberal and being very, you know, progressive in the way that you appear and present. But then like, what change are we actually pushing for at all?
What is the actual change?
I mean, at least like talking, you know, like at least talking about the stuff openly and like more in depth, instead of just like surface level like buzzword phrases, or like, you know, when something bad happens, just like posting on your story about it, being like, this is fucked, and then like a week later, like you're not doing anything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I don't really have people in my scene I could talk to about this. So you're kind of like turning my brain on. So appreciate that. Yeah.
Why is that, you think? I'm not saying everyone needs to make every conversation like political or anything, but
no.
I'm curious about that, because I'm not in your world, you know.
No, well, I guess for me, I could lay down my personal foundation is I have a soft spot for artists and music. That's just my soft spot, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
Like for example, like the whole thing happened with like Charlie Kirk, and I was like, okay, like, you know, I have a few artists that I listened to when I was a child, so I have this attachment to them, this emotional attachment, and you know, they've been posting political stuff like, I don't know, since I've been following them on Instagram. I don't care. Well, I still love you in this weird way. I still love you. Cool.
Yeah.
But then this particular person posted the actual assassination. I was like, oh, okay. And then that was the first time this happened. Obviously, it happened recently, and I was like, oh, is this a line that's crossed? I didn't even know I had a line.
Yeah.
I thought like everything goes because I have this weird soft spot for artists, because my deep passion is I like art being the best it can be.
Yeah.
No matter what genre of music it is, whatever that is, and to me, like, you know, I come from the deathcore genre, which to me, like, it's a very dark genre. It's not supposed to be pretty. I think at some point, we were supposed to say what we liked and felt, and that's what people in a weird way resonated with. Yeah. But now it's like the opposite. Like, you can't really, it's not this dark thing anymore, but it's still getting more popular. So it's kind of like this weird, but anyway, I was like, am I about to unfollow this person? I did.
Yeah.
So I guess I was like, huh.
Because it made you feel unpleasant to like see something.
I can't even put my finger on it. It's like, why did I guess because I don't care about anyone's like political views, especially in metal. Like I want everyone to have their say. That's my passion. I think.
I mean, conversation is like how we progress. You can't like just
100%
not let people like talk about stuff.
Yeah, I just want everyone to have their say and not worry about their backlash, because I guess you got me thinking where maybe it does stem from capitalists. Like it's their livelihood is at stake.
Yeah.
And especially in a genre of music where it's kind of known to like not make the most money. Mm-hmm. So already you're on this weird unfair playing field where it's like you want to follow your dream. Yeah. You want to play the music that you want, but not really what you want, because it's always like this deep subconscious fear that you'll get called out for something and then your career's over. It's gone. And all those years and sacrifice from you and your family, you could have kids, it's just gone from someone being outraged on Reddit, and then it catches fire, and then who knows? Yeah. But it's music. It shouldn't have to be that way. It should be the one space where you can do that. And it's just like I've always kind of wondered, man, where did this even?
Yeah, I think it is
take place.
I think it is the one space where you can do that. It's just about like finding the right people, and if you exist in like a scene where just saying something that people disagree with will cause them all to like not support the thing that they like how it sounds, and there's no nuance to that conversation. There's no like second or third or fourth or fifth like step of like of conversation. Then like what's the point of it? It's just like this paper thin thing. Like, where was the weight to this to begin with?
Where's the weight? Where was the foundation?
Yeah, because people are complicated. We're all like, we all want to live a life where we can not have to suffer or worry, or like have the people we love worry for things, Like, imagine like what you would do if every day you didn't have to worry about, being warm at night, eating food, What would you make if you didn't have to worry about any of those things? Can you build a society where nobody has to worry about those things? I think it's like totally doable and totally possible. It's just human greed that stops us from getting closer to that, And I've like traveled a lot being on tour, and also just like, earning enough for music to be able to have the privilege of traveling and seeing how like other countries are. I was in Indonesia this year, I was in Japan this year, and seeing how like other societies organize and like the pros and cons to other societies and how they do stuff. Yeah. You really realize, like here in America, like we don't have a whole lot of excuses for why like we live the way that we do. We have like more afforded to us and more resources and the GDP to like do a whole lot for ourselves and for our families, and to make it so that we live in a society where people don't have to like worry about, oh, well, I can't do this because I don't have a car. What's like, why don't we build some trains? It's just because of the lobby. All goes back to like people's corporate interests. Why isn't there like a light rail in California? It's about the size of Japan. Like, why can't I go on a bullet train and get to Sacramento, or get to like Redding, or get to like NorCal, or even up to Oregon, up to Portland in like an hour or 2 hours? It's just because like the lobby, it's just like gas people would be like, no, we don't want that. You're not going to like buy gas. Automotive companies would be like, no one will buy a car if you can just take the train. No airlines, like no one will fly if you can just do this. So then those interests guide our society. And because people don't have any interests, we don't have any strong opinions about anything. We don't have any strong opinions. Nothing changes. And then we all just go, oh, I wonder why that is. And it's just like really stupid.
Yeah. It's a very, it goes back to the frog analogy where people don't realize that they're being cooked. Everything, every change is so small that everything, but the fact that we have a phone and that's normal. Yeah. I'm like, I'm cooked.
You're being given just enough to not be uncomfortable enough to want to do anything. It's like, oh, well, this is fucked up, but I can still like go walk and get some food right now. My immediate needs can be met just enough that I don't feel the need to like change anything drastically, But drastic change is like oftentimes, that's how we got here. It's drastic change, 100 years ago, like people are like lighting like oil lamps. Like drastic change is necessary. Yeah. But we're not pushing for it because we're like complacent. Complacency is like the enemy of creation.
It is. Yeah, when you're complacent, nothing really happens. No. And even though I think I was born raised here in California, and I'm pretty like, man, how did I get like so lucky to be born here? You know, but at the same time, this is, after so much travel, I do believe this is, if not the best country on the planet.
Yeah.
But also, but at the same time, it creates this, since they're so complacent, so comfortable, we start complaining about dumb shit.
Yeah.
That just gets us nowhere. And then we're afraid to express our opinions because we might lose our fucking job. It's like this weird thing.
Exactly. It's everyone's like dangling shit over each other's heads. Mm-hmm. And that's a problem. And that's why I think we got this far with our music, is just because of
my next question.
Because of that hunger. We just like started like when we met and like when we started this shit off, we were just like, you know, freshly out of college, or like, you know, you dropped out shortly after you met me, and like there's just that hunger.
Yeah, I mean, we were just kids, and when you are a kid, you are ignorant, which is a double-edged sword as far as like, yes, on one hand, you have really stupid ideas, like I should drop out of school and make rap music. On the other hand, it might just work because of how ignorant you are and how much you care about it.
Like there's me getting a face tattoo in 2021, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking stupid. Everyone would tell me that's stupid.
Yeah.
But like now I'm here.
Like I was having a conversation with like a friend about that. Like if there was like an older version of you that you could speak to and like get wisdom from, like how much would you want to listen to that person? And it is hard to tell because as we get older, we do gain more real wisdom, but we also start associating things we see with our own experience, which isn't always the best thing. You might meet somebody and think, that person reminds me of this person that I've met who I don't like, so I won't pursue this relationship. Whereas, like, that person is a person. You can't just, like, explain them in a way like that. So being young, you don't have that kind of wisdom, so you start doing stupid shit like dropping out of school and smoking weed all day and just making music all day and eating nothing but, like, you know, carnitas from the corner Mexican place for months on end.
Yeah,
and then, you know, like,
chips.
I'm not recommending that life to anybody, but for us, that is the best decision I ever made in my life.
Yeah, it's what we chose. We chose to, like, go against what everyone tells you to do, and living in that space allowed us to, like, just, like, you know, the foundation for the house that we built is just different than any other foundation of the people around us, at least that I noticed, a lot of people in our generation.
Yeah, I was just wondering where you guys got that shit from. I mean, Wendigo, so you were you born in Manhattan?
I was born in Manhattan, yeah.
And then for elementary, junior high, high school, you moved to Woodstock.
Yeah.
Right? What year did you move there?
I was 7 years old. I was like halfway through second grade.
Okay. What year was that?
2007.
Damn, I was like wondering, did he move there right before or right after they had the actual Woodstock? Because what is that city like? Is it a fucking village?
It's basically two streets. There is Tinker Street and there's Rock City Road. It's a very small town. And so when I say like I grew up in Woodstock, I didn't grow up necessarily in the town of Woodstock. It's like, you know, there's barely anything there. But just the kind of general like area of the Hudson Valley that Woodstock is in, I sort of just like associate all as Woodstock in my mind. I grew up like on a mountain like next to the town. But Woodstock as a town is a crazy place to grow up in. I didn't realize it as a child, but for example, I'd go to the grocery store and like Dr. No and Daryl from Bad Brains are just there buying food. And I didn't necessarily know who they were, but they lived there. Or, you know, like the school that I learned how to play guitar at, like Gene Ween taught there. And I, again, was not like a Ween fan as a child, but I got older. It was like, oh shit, like I've been with Gene Ween like this whole time, you know, just like shit like that. Like David Bowie's daughter went to my summer camp. Like there's tons of rock royalty in those hills around Woodstock. And so people also who aren't even famous, who are just like amazing musicians who are just playing locally. And so I grew up around a lot of rock music, folk music, a bit of jazz in there. Just like, you know, it's a town full of musicians. So it was a very interesting place to grow up in. And it's a small town. You need a car. Basically, until you're 16 years old, you're at the whim of your parents. And so I, growing up, didn't like Woodstock because I felt like I was trapped in like this field in like the woods, basically, where my house was. But looking back at it, I mean, I would never have wanted to grow up anywhere else. It was an amazing place to live.
Yeah, I was like, with like the music you guys make, I was like, how did you find anything?
Well, I guess, okay, so we found each other after I had left Woodstock. I I was at UC Santa Cruz, and we basically just through the internet found each other, like just on SoundCloud.
Yeah, he found me.
Yeah. But so, like, for, like, I guess my side of the pie, I did not necessarily think I was ever going to, like, make beats. Like, I liked rap growing up. That was, like, I listened to a lot of rap, you know, like, my teenage years. I got obsessed with it. But making beats and producing was not so much, like, the goal. Being a guitar player was, like, the early goal of, like, I want to, like, play guitar solos and go on stage.
Yeah.
And basically just, like, through being in bands, like, in Woodstock, eventually I got Ableton because I wanted to start recording myself playing guitar. And when I went off to UC Santa Cruz, I was looking for a band to be in, like, on that campus and didn't really, like, find anybody that I wanted to play with. But I found a bunch of, like, people who were making beats and rapping. I started just, like, hanging out with them and doing this more.
Yeah.
So when I met him, like, on the internet, I had been making beats for maybe, like, around a year. And that was very, like, hot off the heels of growing up in Woodstock with this rock background. So everything I was making was, like, inspired by being, like, a guitar kid, but it just had, like, trap drums on it and had 808s. But I guess I wasn't really thinking about it that much. It just, like, is the influences that I had.
Yeah.
And then,
like, one of the
yeah.
first, like, beats you ever sent me after we had, like, initially met and made some music was, like, the Big Wave beat. That's, like, there's, like, surf rock guitar with, like, trap drums and an 808, you know? So he's, like, incorporating these influences and sending it to me, and I resonated with that because I was like, I was always looking for something really different, and it was really hard to find something really different. I had spent like a few years before I met Wendigo like really experimenting with like a lot of different styles of things, trying to find like little obscure producers here and there to work with and different rappers to work with, and jumping from like collective to group to, you know, thing, like working with these people. Oh, okay, that doesn't work out. Going to work with these people. There's like indie rock influence and hip hop and stuff. And he sent me that, and I was like, I've never heard anything like this in our scene at all. This is like super insane and unique. I'm gonna get to know this guy, and so that's kind of like what started the ball rolling for our working relationship.
Okay, and Wendigo, you so you moved for school, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the class?
I was undeclared. I wasn't really going to class, honestly.
Oh, okay.
So there's somebody else who were on tour with this guy, Brahman God, and so I met him first, and so he was living in like a similar area of California to where I was going to school. So like hanging out with him, you know, like I would basically like skip class, hang out with him, make beats. He was already more established within SoundCloud and just like the rap scene. So he kind of like showed me. He was
involved in other stuff already.
He's the one. So like when you asked earlier about like the metal rap sort of like just coalescing.
Yeah.
That really happened, I would say, like in the mid 2010s. And so Brahman God was around for it. He was active in that community already. So he showed me a bunch of rappers and producers and just artists who were making really weird hybrids of, like, I guess the genre is called trap metal. I think it's a stupid name because it's not really like either of those things. It just is rap production with
Unique
more like singing and
stuff,
yelling and shit, but it's not like just trap plus metal. But regardless, you know, artists like Cyber. And,
there he is right there.
You know, that's Brahman.
Yeah, he's on tour with us right now. He's the hype man on this tour.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I feel like he was an instrumental person for me as far as just like learning about this. Because I started just making this shit because it's just kind of, I was just making it.
So what were you doing? Because I was like, because when I did a little deep dive on you, I was like, okay, I know he got into doing vocals first, but wait, where did guitar come in? Was that first? So it seems like you stumbled across beats.
Yeah, I wasn't actually
accidents.
doing vocals like at that time. I do vocals like now and have been just like lightly for like a few years here and there. But really, it was always just guitar growing up. Like I just wanted to be like in a band. And like I loved like I was like a Van Halen kid. I wanted to be in like a Motley Crue, like Van Halen.
Oh, just
like
fucking ripping, dude.
Stadium rock band or something.
Yeah.
And you know, as I got older, like I started getting more into like metal, like just like classic Black Sabbath, Metallica, like thrash metal, heavy metal. And then the beats became a thing, so I was really into rap also. And then vocals came later, but yeah, just like I was just out there just making sounds and smoking weed and being a kid.
Did you have like any idea in your head, or like, oh, this is the kind of beats that I want to hear? Were you just fucking around, or?
Yeah, like there was a few artists at that time who were like bigger, people like X and Ski Mask, like those are probably like the two like most famous names kind of from like the Florida like trap metal quote unquote scene like at that time. And when I heard that music, that spoke to me as like a fan of rock music. I was like, oh, these guys are like making metal, but it's like in like a new way. So I heard that's like, okay, I want to do that. Honestly, yeah, the original like kind of I guess idea behind like making beats was like I started seeing mosh pits at rap shows, and it's like, okay, that's cool. Like I would like to add something to that, and that it's like a very simple idea, but that was kind of just like what I was interested in.
Yeah, and like the 808.
Yeah, just like really loud 808 sounds cool out of big speaker. I would like to do that.
Yeah, because
exactly. Like the spirit of like punk and metal, like we found it in this place, and we're like, oh, okay, this is like where it's living right now, so we're gonna go be a part of that in our own way, you know.
Okay.
But again, like it wasn't like super like methodical. I don't think we were just like kids, and we liked this thing, so we were doing it.
Yeah, it really wasn't like too thought out or anything. Like
it was just happening.
It was just happening.
Yeah, there was like at that era as well. I feel like that was the peak kind of like that seeming possible. Like a group like Brockhampton, for example, was influential on me. Like I don't know if you know them.
No.
They're a California. Well, they're from everywhere, but they were based in LA. But they were like a internet-based like boy bands, quote unquote, what they called themselves.
Yeah.
But a bunch of guys who met on the internet, moved into a house in LA, and like just started like shitting out music. They have this trilogy album called the Saturation Trilogy.
Okay.
Because they were saturating the world with music.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
And it worked. They had like a show on Vice. They became huge. So I remember when I was
and also Odd Future. I think.
Odd Future was another like
also,
that
was
like,
very influential.
Blueprint of that. And when I was in college, like that year, like 2018. People that I would meet were dropping out of school to start a Brockhampton house where they'd move in with random rappers and producers on the internet to like make music and be in the rap group. So that was like just like a thing at that time.
Yeah, and like 99 out of 100 of those are like washed up now and like don't do anything. But it was just like this trend that everyone was hopping on of, oh, let's like move in and like do stuff. And so like we also did that, but not like for the same reasons or in the same way. I don't think it was a lot more like just. I think honestly, like a lot of the stuff that we did, there was just a lot less like thought put into it, like conscious thought. We did a lot of subconscious thinking.
Yeah, we really wanted to do music and be musicians, and we were just gonna do it. Like that's really all there was to it. It just felt like it was going to happen. I didn't think it was gonna happen the way it did or when it did. Like I had no idea of how it would happen. I just figured. Yeah. It's like a war of attrition against like time itself. Like if I just keep doing this thing, eventually it'll work.
Yeah. And then also I think it just came from like a really like the one thing that we had that a lot of people didn't have and still don't have is we just had this like unwavering kind of like stupid faith in ourselves. We just liked what we were doing and we knew we liked it. And I think by proxy we like knew that somebody would like it. But we didn't know who or where they were, so we just like kept making it and like putting it on the internet. Slowly, like people started getting into it, and we started like actually making a name for ourselves in the underground as like a group of guys just like doing weird shit that was just different and very DIY. I was like doing like a lot of our music videos at that time, just like editing and shooting them too. So it's just like all this like very like, at that time that's like Lyrical Lemonade era. I don't even know about that channel. Lyrical Lemonade's a YouTube channel that was like blowing up at that time and like putting a lot of rappers on, and that stuff was very like it was DIY, but it was also like kind of polished and like and now is like far more polished because they've like become like their own production studio and stuff. And we were kind of like the antithesis to that. Like let's take the same like DIY thing, but like it looks shitty on purpose. Like and we're using a low quality camera on purpose, and like we're in front of a green screen, but you can totally see that it's in front of a green screen. We're like not keying it properly, but like that's part of the charm is that like we don't give a fuck. Like it's hard because like we just genuinely don't give a shit about it. We're just doing. We think it's dope, and like that energy kind of like has carried us to this point.
Yeah, like and you asked earlier about like how the quantity of music became a thing because there's a lot of. And
like these
music.
people, like in this video that you're seeing right here, like we don't know these people personally too well anymore. Like a lot of them have like gone off, but these are like people in the scene that like cross paths with us. We got together all in our like apartment and like made a song, and then we shot this video the same night, and then all smoked a bunch of weed all night, and then like this came out, and then like this is just like that night like put into a thing.
Yeah.
And we just do that. It was just a cycle of that.
It was like a moment in time as far as like 24 hours. This is like the moment in time.
We're just like capturing spur of the moment shit and putting it out, and then now it's the next week, and we're gonna make this, and then we're doing this video, and these people are on it, and it's done, and it's out, and then like, okay, now we're doing this. It was just this very like sporadic wheel turning, you know.
There was one like I think methodical thing that was happening, but it was chaotic. The one thing that we were doing that I think led to like just a high quantity of music was the way you used to record. So, and we still basically record this way, but what we used to do is like when we first started working together, Monday was release day. So every Monday there'd be something coming out. Basically, on Monday, he would record the song on release day in his car or in the bathroom of the park.
Or like in my room, like holding the mic like in my hand. Like we didn't give a fuck with it.
There's no studio though. We're not like we have never really like worked in studios. We've done a handful of sessions, but most of this shit is being recorded like in a bathroom more or less somewhere. And so
we purposely like go outside. Like we'd purposely be like, this song we're recording at the park. Because our neighbors are going to get mad. So we'd like go to the park and like have a mic on a stand and have the laptop like on the ground, and just like someone would punch everyone in or whatever, and we just like record the song like in public, like outside, like you could hear like birds in the song and shit.
Because
and,
of
like,
noise complaints.
Because of noise complaints. We didn't own our own spot. So we're just like finding any possible way to like do this thing. Like there's famous videos of me online like recording song in the bathroom, and like after school program just got out, so there's these like little kids like trying to like go and use the park restroom, and they're walking in, they're like horrified that I'm in there screaming. There's like a video of that.
Yeah, because at the time you were still heavy on the screaming. So
I needed a place to do the louder shit or whatever, that it wasn't gonna piss off like our downstairs neighbors with kids or whatever in this apartment complex. So it's just like
yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there's the video of me like in the bathroom. Like there's some kids that are like mortified, and I'm in there just like screaming. Yeah.
But, that would happen on release day.
I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, that would happen like the day before release day or on
like
release day.
You're right by a urinal. I mean, are you on a urinal?
There's like a shelf above the urinal that I could put my laptop on. So.
There's no excuse, motherfuckers. There is no excuse.
No, there's none. It doesn't matter. And like the ears are the ears are the engineer. It's just like, does it sound good? Like I don't know what a compressor is or a limiter or a EQ, but I'm just like fucking with all these knobs until it sounds good, and then the song export, and then I draw the cover art and take a picture of it with my iPhone and text it to myself, and then drag it into Photoshop, and then use the paint bucket tool to like fill in all the colors, and then like that gets exported, and then it goes on SoundCloud. We weren't even distributing our music for like the first year and a half or 2 years of doing the shit. We were just like putting it on SoundCloud, and then retroactively like being like, all right, it'll be on Spotify in 2 weeks. Like but it was just like on SoundCloud first, and then like on everything else later.
Yeah, I think for a long time it wasn't even on
For
Spotify.
a long time we weren't even putting it on all platforms.
On SoundCloud.
It was just living in one place, and that's kind of what like concentrated it. People could only find it here. You know.
So people will find it through the video that you guys would edit.
Or the song, or just the song. Sometimes it wouldn't be a video. It was just like shit it was just like vomiting up.
It was basically just something would happen every Monday. There was a couple times like where like a tape would drop on a Monday. We had this one tape. I guess it must have been Super Dark VR.
Yeah.
And I think like the week before, like 2 weeks before, was Drain the Swamp. So like
we were just like, yo, we just did this album, and everyone's fucking with it. Like, let's do another thing. And we're just like, yeah, all right, roll up the blunt, and we're just like putting like a fucking eighth in the blunt. Like the one thing that we did do is just like, and you know, like we were like, me and like the homie would be like, all right, we're gonna go down to Seal Beach and like pick up some pounds from these, because this is like early dispensaries, before dispensaries were really like, remember like before dispensaries were really regulated and they were like really sus. So we'd go to this place and like call the delivery company that we found on Weed Maps, and they'd be like, all right, meet us in this parking lot. And then the delivery company would pull up, and they'd slang us like 3, 4, 5 pounds, and we'd just buy
3, 4, 5 pounds?
We'd buy the weed, and then we'd like go to our apartment, and like we bought like Amazon like dime bags, and we'd like trim it ourselves, and like
Amazon dime bags.
And we'd keep all the stems in like the shake, and then like bag up the rest. Yeah, and then we just like sell it. Like our neighbor would come over after work and be like, yo, I need a nickel bag, and then we just like give it to, and we were like selling weed just to have enough money to like smoke for free, so we weren't spending our own money on weed, so that we could spend our own money then on like food occasionally and snacks and like whatever, and rent. Like that's in rent, like barely making rent, and then that's how we got by, and like we lived like that for like quite a while. until the shit just like started working. And that was around like COVID when the shit like started working because of internet. Everyone's on their phone. They're just like, oh, this is fucking weird. And it just started blowing up.
Yeah, so the EP comes out, and you're putting weed in dime bags.
Yeah, we're making crazy songs. Like, look at this. It's called Sluts with Nuts. It's like a song about like appreciating trans people, but it's just like really offensive and like in poor taste. But then, and like that's like my character drawn as like a woman. You know, we were just like doing shit that's just like super like crazy.
So what was another thing? I'm very
It's weird to think about looking back at how weird it was. We were just like doing like nutso shit and like not thinking about whether it was cool or whack or whatever. Like,
yeah, it wasn't
everything
mixed,
was cool.
It wasn't mastered. Whenever we'd like do shows like at sound check, the sound guy's like, "Oh, like this shit's clipping," and we're like,
yes.
Yeah. Like, and that wasn't intentional. It's just like we just didn't really know what we were doing.
Yeah, it's like yes, it probably is. You're probably right. Just like make it as loud as you can make it.
Yeah, I was curious because because the foundation is so strong. Like when you're so like Wendigo has these beats. Wendigo, I'm just curious real quick. When you started hearing what the fuck he was saying, did you have any thoughts? Oh, I don't think
no.
I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
I don't think we can put this out.
Flow. That's what I remember. I remember hearing like the first time I heard him, he was rapping like just the flow. He was rapping, like, this is a really cool flow, and people that I was working with weren't like rapping like that. And I was like, I want people to rap like that on what I'm doing. And yeah, I mean, like, that's another funny thing you say. It's like, because I had friends at that time who were like, oh, you probably shouldn't work with that guy because of what he's saying. But I think, honestly, just like being like...
People said that to you.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. People told me I would get pressed outside of shows. Like, people would like, I would do a show in LA for like 20 people that would pull up. And then like outside the show, like 3 dudes would walk up to me and be like, oh, like, you can't be saying shit like that.
What?
And like I'd be like, dude, like you know, I'd get pressed for like saying the N-word and stuff. Like people would be like, oh, are you black? Like you can't say the N-word. And I'd be like, well, you sound like you're like being pretty discriminatory to me. Like you're treating me different because of how I look. And I was so on drugs like and doing psychedelics and stuff at that time, like, and I still like believe this to this day. It's still a belief I have. But I believe like all people are equal and all people should be treated exactly the same. No exceptions. I don't believe that like one group of people should be able to do something that another group can't. That's just a belief that I have, that everyone is exactly equal. And it's about intention and not just because you look like that, you can't do this. And so I would just like bring that energy to my music, and people were not fucking with that. People would try to like put me down for that. And I'd be like, oh, you think that? Like, fuck you. Like, I'm gonna keep doing it. And I would just like keep putting that energy of like that, because I think still to this day that is like the most progressive that you can be, is to believe that there's no exception for anyone. Nobody gets to be treated differently based on what they look like or what they sound like or what gender they are or what race they are. I don't believe in that. And that's very radical. People will be like, oh, what about history? What about this? And it's like, well, fuck that. I don't give a fuck about that. This karmic cycle will just like continue forever unless we decide to break it. And so I just bring that energy to my music. And obviously I'm more thoughtful now. You know, I'm not going to like go out of my way to piss people off or make people uncomfortable. If like the way I'm speaking or like what I'm doing like makes someone uncomfortable in real life, I will change the way I'm behaving because I don't want to hurt anybody. That pain is unnecessary. But starting my career, it was more like now I'd say I'm a chaotic neutral. Back then I was like chaotic evil. I was just like, I'm doing this because like these things need to be destroyed. These pillars like need to be destroyed. The foundation like needs to be recreated. So we were just like doing this crazy shit, and like Wendigo just like didn't give a fuck. He was just like, yeah, like you're crazy. I don't have to see a problem with you doing that. Like fuck it. Like let's do this shit. This is the future, and we just go with that.
That's what I'm fascinated with. How do you? It's hard to be yourself and say whatever the fuck's on your mind. It's even harder to find someone else that's gonna back you. And to see you guys back each other. And the circle you guys had just believed in it. It's so
and we would just
rare.
one by one just like find someone who's like, yeah, I fuck with this, and we bring them into the fold. Yeah, I fuck with this, bring them into the fold, until we had like a group of people that we were surrounding ourselves with, this bubble of like we're all kind of like supporting what each other are doing in this like chaotic way.
It's also in a way where like we don't always agree with each other. It's not like we're just like this bandwagon that all thinks this way.
Yeah, but we tolerate
what we were saying earlier. That. Like we have conversations about it, and like with like with who we've been around, like there's tons of perspectives, but ultimately we all are drawn to the music. We like each other, and like that's what's important.
Yeah.
And being able to just like have conversations and like learn things from each other is more important than just like thinking the same way.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And like witnessing like the lives of each other, like being in each other's lives made it so that we could know who each other were. You can't like gather who someone is based on like one song they made or like one thing you saw about them. Like people are far more complicated than that. And the thing that we didn't do is just like write each other off. That's like an instinct a lot of people have. Is to just like, oh, you said that thing, you're done. I hate you forever. Like you're fucked forever. Like that's crazy. People deserve like second chances, retribution to prove themselves. Like life is not that black and white. That's like something that I've always known. And that like doing drugs from a young age and like having various like crazy psychedelic experiences and wild, like being so far off the deep end, like off acid and crazy shit, like made me realize like this is not like what it seems. Like I've seen the infinity. Like shit is way more infinite than this.
Is that where is that where like the self-belief came from?
For sure.
Okay.
It's like just the manifestation of just like, yeah, I know that like I'm doing this thing and I'm being guided by something like kind of outside of myself. Like I've done shit to the point where like I believe in like the illusion of free will. Like you feel like you have free will and like you're making decisions, but I genuinely think that like everything is like a response to the previous moment. It's like dominoes. It's just like dominoes falling over and over and over and over and over and over, and like the way that everything starts dictates how everything ends. So I know that like what I'm doing, I'm being guided by something pure. So I'm just going with that. And that's just like my belief that people can disagree with if they want, but it's like, I don't care. I want everyone to be happy and have a good chance at life.
Yeah. I you said something that was, it's very advanced. Hopefully like the humans, we're going towards a place where there is no more black and white.
Yeah.
I heard you say that. I was like, damn, that's like so simple and advanced, but people are so, I don't know, it's so like this tribal fucking hive thinking where they just want like they're very attached to their races, and then they want to they always want to latch on to the past in a very victim way.
It's for like survival.
Yeah,
and it's because of pain and trauma. We're carrying like the ancestral like pain and trauma of the people that created us. Like I don't believe that just because you're born, a new person, that you don't like carry the baggage of like the people that created you or the lessons that they're imparting onto you.
Sure.
Like I don't believe in nature or nurture. I think like people are a lot of things. You know what I mean? So that's like the energy that I bring, like kind of that to the music. But then like, Wendigo has like his own influences, and that's like kind of what makes the music that we make so unique and so crazy is like all these different, it's like all different like flavors of chaos coming together to create something that has a form. You know what I mean? And also like, my background, I was raised, I was baptized and like I went to church and was like confirmed in the Methodist faith, but then also like my mother is from India, so like I'm raised with like being told all these Hindu stories and going to temple, and so like being raised in like that multicultural environment, I also bring a lot of that to my music and a lot of that energy. Like I describe like the character that I put on and the things that I do under the moniker of Lil Darkie as very it's like righteous anger. Like it's very much like I believe that I'm destroying for good. There's like there's a lot of like Indian deities and gods like that, like Kali Ma or like Venkateshwara. He's like this guy who, out of anger at the injustice of the world, anything he looks at instantly burns. And it's like that I feel like I bring to my music, like regardless of the surface level that you can take from my music, if it's offensive or crazy or abrasive sounding or not mixed right or whatever opinion you want to have. I believe it's all to an end of me doing something good for the world. Something will come out of it,
and that's the foundation.
Yeah,
you're how do you say? I don't know, locked in. I'm locked into something, and something else is guiding me.
Yeah. And also, I mean, we suffer also from like the we blew up real early. Like a lot of the stuff that we blew up for and that we're still like really known for is like us. We're learning how to do this. We blew up for like us like learning how to make music. So a lot of people have like perspectives on us and like views on our music and stuff, but they're perceiving like our adolescent like learning period of even learning how to make music. And we're still learning to this day. We never stop, but we really blew up like really early in the shit for real.
Like it's probably a trip for you guys when like probably you're writing a song called Genocide. To you guys, it's probably just another song, and then someone picks it up on TikTok, and then just
people ran with our shit.
Yeah.
Like that has nothing to do with like us wanting that to happen or trying to, or we're like using our, you know, like people like make songs and they're like, oh, we got to like post a video every week where we're using our own song so like people will pick it up and use it. And like we didn't do that. We didn't even have like the TikTok app downloaded on our phones when we started blowing up on that shit. Like we were just like, what's happening? I was like going into Spotify for artists or something and being like, why is our shit like I remember I sent you a screenshot like the day it started happening. I was like, what is happening? Like what's going on? And then we like had to like figure out what was happening.
Yeah. He like called me one day and was like, download TikTok and look up haha, and like I did, and there was like millions of videos that were made to this song, and it was like
Bill Gates was using it.
Yeah, like people like famous
weird
people. And yeah, like to this day I don't know how that happened. Like I don't think anybody could like figure that out. Whoever started that, like where that came from, why that happened. This was like also like maybe like close to like a year after that song was out.
Yeah.
That wasn't like a big song of ours. That was just like another Monday drop. Like the next week another song came out.
Wow.
Yeah, we immediately like buried that song probably and like a bunch of others, but it just happened to hit the algorithm. I don't know how algorithms work. It just like got pushed to everyone, you know. Just happened.
It's probably like a mind fuck because you can't. It probably makes you not overthink anything or over process anything. Like we don't fucking know what's going on.
Yeah.
I think it did later on. I think actually like that happening because those were songs of ours that were early in our careers when we weren't overthinking things and we're kind of just freely like by feel making music because we didn't really know how to make music. Later on, I think we did sort of struggle with trying to like replicate that because those were the things that were doing well, and we were at a point where we were making money off those things, and we wanted to try to capitalize on that. But the lessons learned from like not doing that as years went on ended up, I think, leading us to like newer music. Yeah. And there was, I think, an era of our music where like we were trying tasks like that were not meant to be. Like leave that alone. And you are like, you know, you shouldn't overthink it, but we were.
Yeah.
It's so tough, man, because you do something and you're not thinking about it, but then once things hit, you don't know what happened. Then you try to.
So that's where like the impurity began in our career. Is like, you know, like I was mentioning how like capitalism like brings impurity. Like once we started blowing up, then we entered, I'd say, like this like phase 2 of our career, where like now we're blown up and like we are aware that we're being perceived en masse, and like there's something to uphold, and our monthly income now matters, and we're kids, we never dealt with this, so then some things start getting created with some impurity. Some like, oh, let's like do this with this guy because it'll go up, or like let's do this like that, and like thankfully we didn't like get too deep in the weeds that we couldn't pull ourselves back out of that, and we learned a lot from that. And then now I'd say we're in like phase 3 right now, where we're freshly out of like, you know, any burnouts that we've had and things like that, and we're moving on to like our new phase of like, now that we have this context of our careers and what we've done and all the things that we've accomplished, what do we want to do now? And that's like, we're ending this tour, and next year I'm sure we'll be like full of a lot of like really free creation and things of that nature, you know.
And I'm sure like life's full of that. Like I think if
phases.
you look at people like who have been making anything for their entire lives, I'm sure you'll find 5 or 6 or 7 cycles of that, of like rediscovery, where you do something, it works, you get burnt out. I think what burnout just means is it's just time to like reset. It doesn't mean like you can't do this thing anymore. And it doesn't mean you can just take a break either. Like just taking a break from the same thing and then going back to that is not the answer. I think it means like you have done this form too much and you have exhausted it. And now it is time to find like a new way to just like be at the pure state with art again.
Yeah.
Like, because, you know, like again, like whenever anybody starts playing guitar or singing or drawing or anything, it's not really about anything but that. And as we develop ourselves through it, I guess I sort of see music as like a person that's like in the room with you. Like you're like married to this person all the time. And your relationship with it is reflected back at you. So if you treat it well, you're nice to it, you're a good person to it, it will be nice to you and it will give you nice things and you'll receive beautiful things from it. But if you start associating things with it and like treating it like how you think it is, it starts spitting that back
or like
at you.
abusing it for personal gain, then you'll start like that. The karma of that is just like, it's obvious.
Like, using it for pleasure, like, you know, like doing this thing to make money or to like be cool, that will punish you. And so I think burnout probably happens when you get to a point with your ego, when you are doing that with music and you are not treating it like a good person and like how it's supposed to be treated. And eventually, hopefully, you find yourself within it again. And then you are like, okay, this is a person that I'm going to like restart the relationship with.
You know, like the water cycle?
The water cycle.
You remember in school when you like open a textbook and there's like a picture of the water cycle?
No.
You don't?
I know.
Like liquid to gas
look
to
at,
solid.
look at that.
Okay.
Where it's like water evaporates and then it condenses and then it precipitates and then it like runs off and it becomes the water again and then it like evaporates into the clouds again. Like once one of these becomes like too much, you get out of whack and you burn out. Like once like you're creating way more than you're being inspired, and then the rain stops. You know what I'm saying? It's this cycle. And like just being able to see this chart and like see the cycle from the outside is like how you can like, you know, humans are complicated, like I keep saying, but like it's how you can kind of like develop a better relationship with creation.
What I can see clearly is that, are you still in phase 1 or are you going into phase 2?
That's like phase 1, I would say.
I can see clearly, I'd say is like towards the tail end of phase 1.
It's the end of phase 1.
Yeah.
That album that is on Swamp, I would consider that album as like the end of phase 1. And then after that is phase 2.
Yeah.
What a mindfuck it is, because that song became what it is.
Yeah.
So you probably that finished the reinforcement of that, like, not.
And then it was also like, oh, we up to this point we've blown up for like haha and Holocaust and genocide and all these offensive, loud, crazy songs, and then like that's our top song is the one that's about like how we wish everyone could see each other like they perceive themselves. And that was very poetic, and I think that's driven like me to this day.
Yeah, I think I'm really glad that's one of our biggest songs.
I'm glad that's our biggest song.
I think that is one of our best songs we've ever made. How'd
you guys write it?
I guess as far as like the instrumental goes, this was during COVID. I was like at my mom's house in Woodstock, and I just like,
Woodstock.
I made that instrumental just like on her couch. I had like a Focusrite and my guitar, and just like, you know, drew some drums in the MIDI and just added. It's just a 2-chord song. That's like I think I'm also really proud of that song from a arrangement level because of how simple it is. Like I love simple music. I think that like the most timeless, best music is songs like I Can See Clearly, where if I tried making a song like that again, it would just be like I Can See Clearly 2. Like it's literally just 2 chords, like a 4-note bass line. Like it's so simple that like it can only exist by itself, and like you can't replicate it. Not because it's like too complicated or too hard to play. It just really is like that basic. And then what he did on it like made it the song.
Yeah, it's like what were you saying? Like it's like if we were talking about patenting sandwiches.
Oh yeah, if you were like a sandwich developer, and you came up with the grilled cheese and you sold it, you'd be like a trillionaire. Whereas if you came up with like the grilled cheese po' boy Philly cheesesteak, like people might enjoy that sandwich, but it's not gonna have like the worldwide appeal that the grilled cheese has. And
there's
like
beauty in the simplicity.
Yeah, and like, you know, and I think making complicated music is great as well. Like I'm not against it. I just think a lot of musicians
think that that's better.
Yeah, I think a lot of musicians think they have to overcomplicate shit to like be an artist and like to be interesting.
Oh yeah, it needs to be like 7/8 and then go into 9/8 and then like that's like cool, and it's like that's cool.
Nothing wrong with that.
But also the grilled cheese, like.
But yeah, don't shit on the grilled cheese is all I'm saying.
Don't
like,
shit on the grilled cheese.
Like, you know, outside of even like the material gain that might come from the grilled cheese, I think just a lot of like really like Zen kind of songwriting happens when you create things that are like that simple. I don't think you can just like do that. I think that's like a weird like a song like that, like not to like say it's like the best or worst song, but just making a song that simple kind of just happens.
It comes from like an archaic, like ancient history. like that's fire music. That's like campfire music.
Yeah, like, you can just do it with
like that's music that you can sing with people around. It's like a shanty of its own. It's like a simple thing that everyone can remember, and it's easy, and it can be interpolated a bunch of ways. It's like that's like a song before it's like the recording. You know what I mean? Like that's a real like song.
Like it's like a people's song. Like anybody could play that song and sing it.
Yeah.
Did
you? I mean, were you like? I mean, were you...
Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is one of the greatest songs ever written. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, ABC.
Birthday song. Like that's the heart of it. So we wrote something that is very simple and innocent, and like that is easy to digest.
It's so funny that again, like that's like the... I mean, given like the content of the songs, that's the one that, you know.
Yeah, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, it's like saying it was written in like the 1700s or whatever, but I guarantee like a caveman was walking around like with a club, like looking for like a fuck, and he was like dun, 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 dun. Like he like that's like existed, like that's like a it's like a pre-human song. Like Australopithecus was like singing that, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was like wondering, man, did you like, were you walking around the house? Were you just sitting on the couch and the riff came to you? Were you just like jamming first and then like the riff came out? Like what was?
Yeah, I was just.
Were you following something else?
At that time was learning more about just like jazz chords. So like major 7, minor 7. I liked the the major 7 chord, and so that song is just like.
Can you jam it?
Yeah, we have the.
Yeah, just play it.
I'll just play it with distorted, but yeah, it's just. That's the whole song.
That's it.
It's just
that's the whole
it's
song.
just a little arpeggio.
You play it forever. It doesn't get tired.
It basically it does the arpeggio, and then it's like a then it's just a strum, just a, and it just goes back and forth like verse to verse. Basically.
Yeah. What's the bass line?
I don't even remember how to necessarily play it. It's like. That's the bass line.
Wow.
It's just like me, like little major third to like a fifth, and that's it.
Oh my god! So once the riff, were you like, oh, there's something here?
Honestly, when I made that instrumental, this was I think at a time where it's end of phase 1. I was learning more about I guess like just classic like hip hop production. Because when I started making beats, you can hear it in the early like Darkie stuff. A thing about I guess producing is that you're basically making like a platform for somebody to put vocals on.
Yeah.
But when I started, I wasn't thinking about it. I was like, I like electronic music, and I'm gonna make the craziest shit I can. But that's not always conducive to like having vocals because it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
So
there were sometimes I'd like hit him up and be like, hey, can you take like this one thing out of this beat?
Yeah, like it's just distracting. And so like I think when I made I Can See Clearly, I was studying people like DJ Premier and like Dilla, whose beats like just have like a really nice like swing and a nice melody.
They're hypnotic.
And it's like a lot of like classic rap. It's like built. It's like very open. It feels like you ever play like Smash Bros. Like Final Destination in Smash Bros. It's just like a fucking platform, and you just fight on it. That's like what a perfect beat should be. Just a platform to battle on. And so
it's simple. It's not like there's other maps in Smash Bros. Where it's like there's like a tree that's gonna fall down every 30 seconds, and a fucking platform you stand on too long and it falls, and there's like fucking like a ton of like this map. Final Destination is like 3 platforms and like the main platform, and that's it. There's like no bells and whistles, but it's the fairest fight.
Yeah. And that's sometimes why you should strive for it. When you're making, like, if you're making beats and people aren't hitting them, a reason might be because there's just too much happening in it. And so I think when I made I Can See Clearly, I had that in mind. Like, I want to make like a very simple, nice thing like to sing over or rap over. And that was kind of, I guess, like just the impetus for that. Just like, okay, like this is like a really simple thing. I'll just leave it at that. I didn't think much of that when I made it. When I heard his vocals on it, I figured like, okay, this is probably gonna be one of like our biggest songs. Like it just made
really
sense. Yeah.
That was one of the ones where we knew we were like, this is fucking crazy, because also it like came at a time where like we were fresh off like blowing up off a few things. We were getting a lot of hate. There was a lot of people online being like, fuck this shit, it's not cool, kill these guys, like just saying like crazy shit about us. And then like that song was like almost like an olive branch to them. I wrote it where it's like, you guys all feel this way, but I wish all of us could see each other like we see each other. And like I wish that you could see that. I wish that you could see that like I'm a person and like I hurt too, and like underneath all this music, like that shouldn't stop us from treating each other like people. That's what that song's about. And that's why I'm glad it's like our biggest song, or one of our biggest songs, because it is like what I was saying, where it's like the purity, the destroying for good. Like I tried with that song to show people like, no, like you don't understand. Like this is why we're doing this. It's not because we hate everyone and we want like everyone to hurt. It's like we're good people. We're just like making like wacky shit, and that shouldn't like make everyone like, this shouldn't be the thing that brings people that pushes people apart. It should bring people together. Yeah.
And a song that brought people together. Did you when you got the beat? Did it hit you quickly? Did you have to like sit down and write it out, or did you have the attention first?
No, it was like flow state. It was like some shit where like at that time I was like so open, and like again like so high every day.
Yeah.
Like I got that beat pack, and I probably like immediately like busted out the fucking O and just like grinded up a bunch of weed, and then like ripped a fucking like snapped a bowl, and then just like sat there like listening to it and just like knew. I probably just knew, honestly.
What?
Yeah, I probably just was like, na, 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 na. And I was like, oh, that fits. Oh, like what's something we haven't done yet? Oh, we haven't like done a video where it's like I'm just walking through the forest, because that's like the most basic human thing. So the music video for that song is just an animation of me walking through the forest. And like at that time I had seen the video for I forget what the video is. You remember? It's a Blade video.
Yeah, Young Stingray. Is that the guy who made the video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord Stingray.
Lord Stingray, yeah.
But there's a Blade video. You know Blade from Drain Gang?
No.
Okay, well there's this rapper from I think like Sweden or something. I don't listen to Drain Gang that much. My bad. But he made a video with this animator, and so I hit up the animator and was like, do you want to do something that's like kind of like, oh yeah, right there, reality surf. So it's based on this. It like, see, like Blade's just walking around.
Oh yeah.
Whatever, you know. And so I was like, I want to do something like this, but I want it to be more beautiful. Like, you know, like this is very like video gamey and like kind of almost liminal. He like encounters this jester, and the jester like picks him up, and it's like, oh. So I was like, oh, I want to do something like that, but I want to bring my cultural influence to it. So I want him to walk through the forest, and you know, he like wakes up in a tent. You know, I was a Boy Scout. I'm an Eagle Scout, so I camped a lot growing up. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I want him to like wake up in this tent.
Wow.
And he walks around the forest and sees all these different environments and the beauty of the world. And then at the end, if you skip to the end of this video, you know, he's swimming, goes in this cave. It's nice, and there's mushrooms and stuff. And he eats one, and then he becomes the character, which is like, you know, the egoless, like ego death, like God character. That's like what my character is based on. And he, you know, runs through this darkness, and like he encounters like a meditating figure who is like, that's like Brahman. Or Brahman, you know, if you know anything about Hinduism, that's like the ultimate state of like oneness with the universe. It's like the one. So he encounters this creature, and then multi arms, and then he, you know, bears his heart to my character, and that's the whole video. It's just, there's nothing bad about it. And I was like, this is the perfect time to do this, because everyone thinks all this crazy shit because we're making songs like Holocaust, and they think like they think I hate Jews, but then like the guy who made the beat is a Jew, and like, so there's all this misunderstanding surrounding our shit. And so I'm like, I'm gonna put this very psychedelic thing in front of everyone, because people, you know, that's also something a lot of people haven't done. They haven't taken like so many shrooms that they meet in Entity, or like done all these crazy things. But like I know what that's like. So I was like, I'm going to put this into like an art form so that they can have that experience without having to like
do that,
vomit and, you know, shit themselves and like have a bunch of unpleasant things.
When did you get introduced to psychedelics?
Probably like the same exploration phase, like post, like right at the end of high school and like post high school. I was really interested in it because I was like, there has to be an answer. I was searching for answers. I was like, we have to figure out a way as a species. I had like really crazy ideas. We have to figure out ways as a species to make everyone realize that we're all the same, and we all spring from the same source, and there's no difference, that underneath everything we're the same. Like I believe that, but I need to figure out like how to spread that. And then so I got really into mushrooms because, you know, people like, they're crazy in their own way, but, you know, people like Alan Watts and Terrence McKenna, like great speakers of psychedelia, like speak a lot about how this is like the medicine. Like it's not a drug, like it's a medicine, it's healing. There's something that you come out of it. If you do it a certain way, you can come out of it healed, not damaged. And so like I was preached that very heavily a lot, and like spread that to the people around me. It was like, you should try this, you should do this so you can see what I'm talking about. And so like there was a lot of that in my early career, and that kind of like fizzled out as like I started becoming more concerned with like my career and maintaining like that. Then like I was just like not doing as many psychedelics and more just like smoking a lot of weed and like hitting the vape and maintaining like my connection to that stuff by being high all the time, but not like experiencing it firsthand. I think like at the start of this year, around like January 3rd or 4th was like the first time in like quite a while that I had a shrooms trip. But I made it a point this year, like to start my sobriety. I was like, I'm gonna remind myself of everything, and it was very, very nice.
Really?
Yep.
What was what were your thoughts? Because you're not in your late teens anymore.
I was really scared because I hadn't done it in quite a while, and the ego is always very scared of dissolving. So I was just like, oh, I'm gonna have to like, because like, you know, back when I used to do that stuff, I just had an apartment, like didn't own a whole lot. But now it's like, oh, like I'm like alone in like my place now, in like my spot. I have to like go hide I have to take the kitchen knives and like go put them in the garage, or like I didn't know what I was gonna do. I had lost trust in myself. Wow. But then like I did, because like I've been through so much, I don't know who I am. But then I like did the shrooms, and like I realized that was like really like foolish, and healed a lot from that. I was like, no, like I can trust myself. Like, why wouldn't I be able to trust myself? I like just kind of realized like who I am, because being at the whim of everyone else and being perceived by everyone else, and I think he'll attest to this, like I've gone through a lot with it. Changes you. It like makes you forget who you are. You don't know who you are when everyone's telling you who you are. You're like you become like a sponge. You're like absorbing all these opinions. So I had to like expel them all again, you know. Realize like no, like, I'm just me, just a regular guy.
You're a sponge to opinions, and you had to expel them all.
Just had to wring myself out, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Wow.
So that was sick. So yeah, that's why you know, if we split our shit into phases, I feel like we're entering phase 3 here, and this tour is like kind of like the start of phase 3 for me. It's the first tour that we've been on in quite a while that just like there's like not a whole lot of impurity in it. Like we're just like going on the tour, and it's fun, and we've learned a lot, and it's just like enjoyable, and we're treating each other well, and it's sick.
How you guys traveling? Are you still doing the 2-van thing and Penske truck?
Yep. Yeah, we're just like going across like the country that way. It's the chillest way. It's what we know. It's comfortable for us.
Wow. How many on the team?
I think this tour is like 16. Yeah, this tour is 16. So it's like 6 band members. TM. Simon is like a driver and assistant, and then in the merch team's like 4 guys. And we got the media team, like 2 guys, and you know, that's it.
And we got the show Thursday that I want to go to.
Yeah, it's sick.
That'd be sick, dude.
It's fun. It's a fun time.
Yeah. Is this your first time on the road sober?
Yeah.
Wow. What was that adjustment like?
It's way easier.
It's easier? Nice.
Yeah, my voice recovers way faster. Like,
yeah,
I don't feel like I'm gonna shit myself before I go on the stage because I'm all high and scared. You know, and like I'm just like, you know, I'm enjoying it more than I ever have, but I'm older too, so there's like also like parts of it I don't enjoy as much. Like doing the set that we do, these songs. That's the thing, is that these songs weren't recorded to be performed ever. So I'm performing these songs that were never recorded to be performed, so it's hard on my voice, especially as I age and my voice gets a little deeper. I have to strain to like do the darky voice like that I did years ago, and I'm punching in. Like I'm recording every line one at a time, so some of them overlap, so I can't like rap. Some of these songs you can't rap like all through the whole song.
Yeah.
So like now I also make music differently, so that, you know, in a year or two, whenever I decide to like do more shows or hit the road again, it's like easier. I can like translate the shit actually.
Yeah.
So that's also something that I had to learn. Making music to be performed, you have to do it intentionally.
What do you think about before you do a set? Because we spent the whole previous part of your career or era, a certain state of mind. You get used to that. How are you adjusting? Going in straight into it, just I think I'm ready.
Like for the set?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I think like, I mean, being sober I'm not sober in my life, but I don't drink for shows anymore, and I think that like I like learning from that, it's just like you just are more present, and I think that I don't know, before the show it's like, I mean, you know the exact thing where it's like being a touring musician is mostly just like waiting. So you kind of just like wait around for a few hours.
Just wait around all fucking day.
Yeah, you just wait all day, and so when it's showtime. Like I don't know, like I think that like our bass player MK Ultra, like before a set, for example, he has like a ritual that I've never like talked to him about it, but I just see him doing it. Like he kind of like meditates and does like stretches and like warms up. I think everyone just has their thing. Like he does vocal warm ups, paces around,
plays chess.
I just pace around. I just
play around a chess.
I just play my guitar and pace around, and I don't know. Like I think that like once everyone knows once you get on the stage, like any of like that thought beforehand just flies out the window, and you're at peace. Like it's good. It's for it. So I think like we've done enough shows together, and just just to understand that like. I guess it's like not like that serious, like because once you get on the stage, like it's just fun and like you're not scared. It just is like that moment beforehand where you're pacing around and thinking like, about like, oh, what if this goes wrong? But I don't know, like we've done this set how we're doing, like this is like a new set to some degree, like so there are new songs in it, but a lot of like the classic stuff we've been doing, we've done 7-8 tours maybe like in the last like 4 years. And
it's like there's like the core of the planet, and then we're like changing like the magma and the crust. We're like just changing like the things surrounding it. But there's some like staples that like kind of we feel up to this point have had to be there.
Yeah.
And this might be like the final tour where we're like that old guard like needs to stand in its entirety. We might start like doing some new things. Like, and also next year I'm not touring. I'm taking the year off from doing shows. I think right now we're working out if we're gonna do Red Rocks in October of next year, and that might be like the only show that we do all year.
Dang,
sick. But in that time, I want to like take a lot of time to like I was mentioning, like craft new things and organize a set more around, or like practice like how to reinterpolate old songs in new ways. Like there's songs now that we're doing, but they're different. Like Darkie Still Cannot Rap is an example. That's a song called Darkie Still Cannot Rap Part 1, and like we used to just like spin the track and I used to like rap over it. And then I started doing this thing where I was like, oh, okay, like spin the track, but now just play the beat. I'll rap it without like the backing vocals. And then we're like, okay, now like cut the beat in the second half and I'll rap without the beat. It's like a new experience for the audience. Oh, okay, this tour, like they just start jamming with the band. It's like not even the beat of the original song, but I rap the whole song over it. So like we're like reinterpolating these songs new ways for people, and it's just about like evolution, just this constant like kind of changing. It just happens naturally though.
You guys are just figuring it out still.
Yeah, dude. And we always will be,
dude. Yeah, till I die, man. Gonna be figuring it out.
Going back to that like child state, something I always do. Start,
it's
kind of like that's the state. Yeah, that's a lot of the stuff that informs. That's like why my characters are cartoon. I'm very inspired by like that childlike state of like purity, and like you're not bogged down by all these preconceived notions, so you can experience things more purely. Like the colors were brighter when you were young, so like that's why I always make a lot. That's why like I'm interested next year in like doing things also in that sphere. Like I have a children's book that I've written, but I've yet to illustrate. So next year, now that I'm not touring, I want to take times to do that, because also it's inspired by like when I was a kid, I would run into my parents' room at like when I was like 3 years old, 2 years old, and be like crying, and my parents would be like, "Why are you crying?" And I'd be like, "What happens when we die? Like I'm terrified that I don't know like what's gonna happen to me. Like this is gonna stop. Like I'm not gonna see you again. Like I don't know what's gonna happen." I would be freaked out. So I wrote a children's book about, it's called There Was a Bear and He Was Scared of Not Being There. And so it's like a story about this bear kind of like coming to grips with mortality. And like he likes climbing trees and like picking pears. And it's just like a book about that. So I like want to like take these like very spiritual and like very Eastern and Hindu concepts that I've grown up like pondering and learning about and hearing stories told to me before bed by my grandmother and stuff, and like do things for the youth so they grow up with, so maybe a kid doesn't have to like suffer the way I did. Like I'm interested in doing that, or like doing comics and doing like fun stuff like that. But we've been so entrenched in this career for the last few years that some of these things I've wanted to do, I haven't had a whole lot of chances to flesh them out.
That is a great concept because with children books, it's really not. I can't think of one that's about death or coping with death.
Yeah, and we avoid like talking to children about that because it's like they don't need to think about that. But it's, what if a kid asks a question? Now there's a book, you can read it to them. You know what I mean? That would have been nice if I had that book.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I'm
dude.
filling that purpose. So I think we're moving in phase 3, I think we're moving into a lot of like fun new discoveries and new ways of making things and new cool things. Now that we've like have all this experience, it's like fun,
Yeah. Yeah. There's a children's book I always read, Pete the Cat. Ever seen that one? It's so sick, dude.
It's like,
because sometimes you just want like just like a simple, just simple.
yeah, simple, or like the Hungry Caterpillar, or like
Yeah, just something. There's just something about, because I bought it because I was at Barnes and Noble and I saw this cat with a guitar. So then I was there's like a full on series, and it's pretty sick, dude. If you want to be cool, just
and like look how psychedelic that is. Like click that one. You see where all the cats walking in a line. Look at that.
I didn't even think about that.
Look at that like fractal. You know what I mean?
I didn't think about that.
That's like a fractal of Pete the cat. You know what I mean? Like shit back then is like mad psychedelic.
James Dean's definitely. I didn't think about that.
He's like standing on the moon. That's not possible. You know what I mean? It's very psychedelic.
And he's jamming.
He's jamming.
That's what I want to do. I want to be on the moon jamming.
Yeah, like he's in the cardboard box. You used to get in a cardboard box as a kid and you thought it was a spaceship.
Yeah.
You draw the like dials on the inside with a marker and shit like that, and you thought you were in a spaceship. Like that, That's the beauty of like children's art. And then we become adults and it's like so fucking serious. This song is like about, and it's like there's a place for that, but also it's like, imagine how fucking lit it would be if there's like a really like crazy like heavy metal band and their logo has like a rainbow. It'd be sick.
It'd be a matter of time.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's gonna do that now.
Dude,
I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you gotta keep doing fun shit like that. You know what I mean?
I didn't put those.
It's just fun. Music should be fun.
It should be.
Yeah.
It's fascinating where you could look at something and then not see it. I mean, like I forgot how many times I've read these books and never put that together. It's in my face. I'm looking at it for a period of time, and I've never made that connection.
Yeah, there's always something new to learn about everything.
It's like when you get older and you reread something, and it has a whole other meaning. Like, oh shit, it's like a whole different book. I need to reread this book. My favorite book is The Alchemist.
Oh,
it's a very like simple. It's a very universal book, and so if you reread it, it doesn't really take that long, and it's, depending on what state of mind I'm in, frantic or calm or growing or trying to rediscover myself, it's just a new meaning, but it's the same meaning at the same time.
Yeah, sick.
So shout out to The Alchemist. If you're looking for a book that you want to read, it's pretty sick.
Have you watched SpongeBob?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob I'll go back to every few years, and that's like, there's so many like lessons about like our world within SpongeBob that like you would never like. There's no way a kid would even think about, and that's good, like because it's also a great show just for kids to watch and be entertained by. But like an episode like Squidville, like I'm always thinking about that, where that episode's about Squidward leaving his neighborhood to go to like a neighborhood of just other squids, where all the houses look like his house and everyone
looks like him.
And
act like him.
You see his like degradation into like just like psychosis and depression like over the course of like that episode.
It's just a critique of suburbia.
Yeah, but it's also like a critique of
like monoculture,
trying to always seek just like comfort, and that like the people like SpongeBob who make Squidward uncomfortable all the time. That person is a very valuable person in his life because that person's also like adding like a perspective that he needs, and so him escaping that to Squidville like fucks his life up. And that's as a kid it's just like funny, but you get older and realize like, oh yeah, that's like why that's actually like a really important thing for people. Like people need to travel, people need to be around other people, and like that episode shows that, and you're a kid watching that.
And you get so used to like consuming certain things. Like remember when he walks in the grocery store and he's like, oh, they haven't canned bread. And he's like so happy that they've like packaged bread in a can, and it's just like this critique of like, just like the milquetoast society. People trying to avoid discomfort. People trying to avoid people that are different than them. People trying to avoid.
Why do we do that?
Because it's just like, people are are hateful.
I think also like that, yeah, and we sort of like are conditioned to do that. I think like back to like the capitalism thing you were talking about.
Yeah,
you know, like I think the thing that everybody
there is like racial undertones.
Yeah,
of this
there's
too.
racial things.
He's
in
like,
this
oh,
one.
I hate that sponge and that star. I'm a squid. I'm gonna go be around a bunch of squids. And he's like, oh, they're so loud and unruly. I'm gonna go be around all the squids.
Yeah,
and then he hates it.
It's real shit. It's like it, but like you know, like every single person is like on their phone too much. That's just universal at this point. So there's like things like that where I think like that thing, for example, like you scroll all day, you get all dopamine out of it, and then you try going to sleep, and like your brain is still scrolling, and like it keeps you up. Like that's a thing where, on first glance, one would think, oh, we've like eliminated boredom, which is a good thing because being bored is boring. But actually, that's like really important to be bored. Like you have to
bored
sit there.
is sick.
Yeah, you have to sit there and think about things if you want to like progress.
100%, dude.
If you're just on your phone, that's like it's like it's like a drug. It's like alcohol or something where it's just like it just stunts your growth. And I think that like our world wants us to believe that that is normal. I saw somebody like a friend of mine named Ashton posted something where he said like we are at a point where human beings are shitting and watching their phone while shitting, and that's a problem. And that once we get to the point where we're throwing up and still watching reels, it's over. Like that's basically like the great filter of our world. That's like a climate change, nuclear war like level disaster. Like if we're all throwing up and watching reels, and we're not there yet, and hopefully we never get there. But like that is where we're at.
Yeah, it's like the magic mirror.
Dude, when I'm taking a shit and I'm on my phone, I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this. There's like something like instinctual. I'm like, I'm not saving time. This should be time to ponder.
Yeah, and I've made a change. Like I used to like, you know, watch stuff on the shitter, and like obviously sometimes I still do that, but I like to like play chess. That's like my habit. I go on the shitter and I like play chess. At least like I'm doing something like intellectual, trying to like beat someone at a game.
Is it like you need like a physical
chessboard?
Yeah,
a holographic chessboard.
I've been wanting to put a guitar in the bathroom for a long time.
That's crazy.
Like, cause I feel like
that's a dirty ass guitar.
Practice.
only stays in there, dude. But just you fucking want to have like a rip or two. It's like, but it's I don't want to say it's clean. It's like just a piece of wood. I'm not looking at like technology, but also like you're practicing at the same time.
Like a traveler's guitar or one of those like
it's like a little like a ukulele or something.
That's sick.
You know, but I don't. But just like the technology, there's something that instinctually just feels I shouldn't be. Doing this.
It's tough. I'm super guilty of taking a shit on my phone. Like I'm saying we shouldn't do it. I do that every time. But nonetheless, like I think that we need to all like make a bit more of an effort. Maybe just like take 15 minutes a day where you just like sit in a room by yourself and like don't do anything.
Yeah,
like,
I've been doing like some winding down before bed recently. I bought a fountain pen. You know what a fountain pen is?
A fountain pen, no.
You know, like a quill pen.
Oh
you
yeah.
Like, dip in the ink. It's it's like halfway between that and a ballpoint pen. Like it has a quill, but then you like use a suction mechanism in it to like suck ink up into it. But then it still has like it's like that. And I have this journal that I bought in New Orleans on this tour, and so like every night or every other night that I can, I sit and I like put a journal entry and I just like write about what happened that day. And because of the way the pen is, you have to like be very intentional about what you're writing, because it's not just like a ballpoint pen. It's not easy to write with. You have to like write a certain way.
Shit.
And so like putting myself through this like task at night for like half an hour or whatever has been like very therapeutic and like helping my brain kind of like quiet down after the day and like think about what happened. So I've been doing that. That's nice.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, you have to be like intentional with what you're writing, because it doesn't just flow, right?
Well, like the way that you do something matters, right? Like it's different if you're gonna write a song on a piece of paper with a fountain pen, or you're gonna write a song on your laptop typing it, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You do things differently if you know, oh, I can't erase, or oh, this is gonna take more, or if I do erase, it's like I have to like really be careful, or you know, just things like that. It changes the way that like the brain does shit. And like nowadays everything's so easy that it like makes you not have to work. People just like Google shit they don't know instead of like taking a second to like figure it out, or you know what I mean?
It's like what is my own thought?
Exactly. And then if you don't have your own thoughts, like how do you like do anything? You're easy to control when you don't think.
You gotta have your own thoughts.
Exactly.
I'm always like, sometimes I just assume someone else is just like me with my thoughts and my beliefs, and I realize I'm not saying I'm special. I'm not saying, oh, people don't think like this, so I can't assume that they're.
Everyone thinks different,
and everyone thinks different. No one has like your. I'm a pretty hard-headed dude. Pretty. I wish I had like a friend that would just yell at me to do something, like go to the fucking gym, you pussy. You're a fucking piece of shit. But if I said that to someone else, it'll seem like I'm insensitive. Or
that's what I think has driven like our relationship quite a bit, and like our relationships with our friends is like, and honestly, it's like to a fault. It can go over a line sometimes, but like we are very hard on each other. Mm-hmm. We clown each other when like we do some shit that's retarded. Like we're up each other's ass. Like it can get bad sometimes.
So someone's feelings eventually gets hurt.
Yeah, but like you know, I think that's like. You know, that's good and bad. It's better that like you said something, I think, than said nothing, even if, you know, if it is to like a negative end sometimes. You know, it's better to be hard on someone for some shit, you know, than to just like not ever say anything honest to anyone. But you know, nothing.
It's also just like good having friends that you know can like handle that.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are your
Toughens
friends.
you up, you know.
Yeah.
Like guys are supposed to like kind of toughen each other up. And that's like what we're supposed to do.
Totally. What's in I gotta know what's up with the sketchbook.
Oh, I just brought it in case I wanted to draw something.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is my fountain pen. Actually, this is the fountain pen.
Is that it? Oh shit.
Yeah, it's nice. It's my nice fountain pen. I've been drawing some fun stuff. This is my eraser for it, but it's a sand eraser. So like you have to like physically like remove the top layer of paper to like erase it.
Oh,
so
it's
like
sand eraser.
You really want to avoid doing that. But yeah, I have some fun stuff that I drew in here. Here's some like dungeon. Like I was playing Magic the Gathering.
Of course you were.
In the lobby with my homies, like the drummer and you know, we were just and him. I was drawing this while we did that. So there's some like goblins.
There's 9 goblins.
Yeah, my deck has goblins in it, and the whole point is to make a bunch of goblins. So I drew a bunch of different kinds of goblins, and then. You know, over here, he's like a wizard. This is a really shitty drawing. But here, I like went to Vegas and I saw people like gambling their lives away, so I like drew that. Wow. You know, it's like gambling. So
we had a good time in Vegas.
Yeah,
we had a good time in Vegas.
You should tell the story about what happened in Vegas. We're retarded, bro.
Yeah, so
we did some dumb shit.
We decided the day of the show that we were gonna take $2,000 that we had accrued from either just like hospitality money or like merch money, basically, and just go put it on red.
we were just joking. We're like, yeah, we're gonna go to the roulette table and put 2 racks on red.
And then we did.
We just did it because like when we start saying some shit like all day, like we really need to follow through on it
at some point.
And it was funny. So we go to this is in Caesars. We go to the roulette table and he has $2,000 in like 1s and 5s and 20s, and he puts down this stack of money. And they tell him, oh, you have to go to the cashier. He goes to the cashier. They say, oh, you can just go to the table and they'll give you the chips. So he goes back. He's going back and forth arguing.
I'm like, bro, you keep sending me around. Like, let me put this on red. Meanwhile, like the roulette table's spinning. Yeah, it's like hitting black over and over.
He leaves. So wow. They tell him to leave. It hits black 4 times in a row. Like the dealer, he's saying like, oh, my prediction's that he's gonna come back. It's gonna be a bunch of red on the board, and then he's gonna do it, and it's gonna go black. And we're all like, yeah, whatever. And so he goes,
fucking asshole.
He gets the 2,000 in chips. There's like people like that, like at the table now are aware we're gonna do this, so they're just like hanging out, like waiting for it to happen. And
they want to see it.
He comes back with 2,000 in chips. He puts it on red. This woman puts like a bunch of money on red in celebration as well. Some other guy puts money on red and on number 12. And so we spin the ball, and the ball's spinning around. And
we're all shitting.
Yeah,
ourselves.
I mean, like, because we've been waiting like hours for this. Like, it's just been like a 7-8 hour like, you know, marination.
We built ourselves up to do this, like.
And so it hits red, and our lighting guy Josh is the first one to see it. He's like starts screaming. We all start screaming. The people are like walking over, asking what happened. Like, oh, he put 2,000 on the red, and they're like, oh shit, and we walk away.
Yeah, and then we're like, yeah, let's cash out. And so we just cashed it out, and we just like doubled the hospital money and gave it back to my manager, and then that was fun.
Nice.
Crazy, right?
Good hit, dude.
Yeah, it was the best bet in human history.
Yeah, the greatest bet in human history.
Sometimes you get lucky.
So stupid, bro. But you know what? Like, we were also like talking to each other, and we're like, yep, like if we lose all this money right now, like that's fine. We're prepared to like throw this money in a burning trash can if we want to. And I don't know like what the point of that story is.
It was just fun.
Great.
It was just fun,
Yeah.
and we like randomly won a bunch of money because we were so fucking stupid. My uncle was there actually for that show, and he was telling us the whole time, he's like, you guys shouldn't do this. Like, this is a horrible idea. And we're like, yeah. We like went and did it and won all the money. It was like super funny.
That's the business that Vegas is made off of. Just people, I'm just gonna put down fucking $2,000 on this.
Well, because they're betting that we're gonna keep going. They're like, oh, they just won. We're gonna get it back eventually. But nope, we just won $4,000 and turned $2,000 into $4,000, cashed out, and left.
That's the key to his fucking sleeve.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
That was fun.
Do you guys gamble at all or no?
Not really, no.
I don't think I should.
That was just like we're almost doing it just because we were in Vegas, and we're like, this is fucking stupid, and like it's exciting to like do something retarded. But I don't even like gambling. It's stressful and it's annoying. It's really dumb and like pointless.
I'm glad I don't have that addiction or habit or at all. I'm a Vegas man. I have no feeling at all to want to throw any money away. So I'm trying to keep. I like keeping the money.
Gambling is really dumb. One of the dumbest things you could do.
Well,
especially like getting intoxicated and then gambling, like that's even crazier.
Oh, you're describing some of the members of my band. Idiots.
Hell yeah,
fucking
dude.
Idiots, dude. My goodness. I want to. So yeah, Darkie, real quick. So you've been you've been drawing since you were a young child.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
And the concept and drawing of a Darkie took some time. Like, it wasn't like first you drew it, then it was more like realistic.
Yeah.
And then you wanted to fuck it up, and then you made it evil. You made it all black.
Or like I fucked up one of my. So like before I was doing Lil Darkie, my character was named Brahman.
Yes.
So both characters are like based in like Hindu influence, and so Brahman was like the same character, but he's blue. Like, you know, they show some Indian gods are depicted as blue. Some are green, some are red, some are black, you know. So like I just like picked Vishnu and was like, yeah, so that my character's blue, he's named Brahman, and that's what I'm running with. And so like one day I was drawing my character and I like fucked it up. And so I just like colored him in, and I was like, oh, like this is interesting. Where can I go with this? And so then throughout like my life, you know, I've been told these stories about various gods and seen all these images in my grandmother's shrine growing up, and I've heard lots of stories about her telling me that she's the darkest of her siblings, and everyone would say she would never marry, but now because she did marry and had children, and their children had children, now I'm here. So I've always been very thankful to my grandmother for, you know, despite that, continuing to persevere. So like all these influences, and then growing up watching cartoons, I used to watch like, you know, Looney Tunes, and I loved like those old like Mickey Mouse cartoons. So like drawing influences from all these places, and like psychedelia, you know, I had psychedelic experiences where I used to like take psychedelics or get really high or both, and like stare at myself in the mirror. And there's this thing that happens when you stare at something on psychedelics.
Yeah, so
like,
so you took acid, right?
Yeah, everything else like melts away, and so like I stared at myself, and like I stared at myself in the eyes to the point where like the only thing I could see left was like my eyes and like my mouth, and everything else like melted to black, and like until I like kind of shook myself, everything kind of comes back. That happens to me on psychedelics a lot. Like there's been times where I'm sitting outside on psychedelics and everything like turns white and shit like that. Like there's this like white mist that like goes over everything, but it's only if I like stare at one point and don't look elsewhere. If I look around, then whatever illusion goes away. I don't know what the psychology behind hallucinations is, but point is like all these influence led to me being like, yeah, I'm gonna like own this character, and basically he's here to like destroy rap for good. Like I'm here to like destroy rap and music and metal and all these influences like for good. Not for good like for finality, but for the good of everything. I'm here to like kind of help reset, like do some shit that's so different that it'll like change things. And so, and then yeah, as an illustrator, I've always like drawn all my cover art and done all these things. So all of those things kind of come together to form the strange hodgepodge of influences that is the Lil Darkie character. And then other artists have drawn my character over the years, like different animators I've commissioned and claymation animators and stuff, and they've evolved like the character and like how he's depicted. And then this new era I'm in with this clown, that comes from like the character becoming almost like perceived as there to entertain. You know, like once you become big, you know, you have some fans that never truly understand your message. There will always be a percentage of people that are like really stupid, and they're just like, oh, I wish you would go back to making this type of music. I wish that you would, oh, this song is too soft for me. Make some trap metal. I miss Holocaust Darkie. And so then being like having all of those things thrown at me, I was like, well, like I'm just like a clown to these people. I'm just here to like dance around and do my dance, and like you're like yay. So now this era that I'm in right now is like the character owning that, being like, yeah, like I am a clown. And so like by donning this, I'm no longer affected by like people telling me what to do or anything. So it's in a matter of like evolving the character and in like owning kind of that entertainer. So like a lot of the music that I'm making now is about like from the perspective of like being an entertainer or like being me and like using the clown to that ends, you know. And then also like, you know, for USD, I'm using the thing. So like I'm a clown, but like now I'm the president. So like the president's a clown. So like I'm doing that. So I'm like using it. You know, my art is always about like these different like levels of perception or different ways of perceiving. You know what I mean?
Nice. Well, when's the? I mean, you guys don't have to say it. When's so you can take the year off from even writing music?
Oh no, I'm gonna like work on music. I'm building a space to make music now. So I'm excited to get off tour and like go finish setting that up and working on stuff. So
you guys, I mean, you guys have never
to do that. I love making stuff. I think taking the year off touring is so that I can like really lock in on that, because I've been touring every year with these guys for like 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's like time for me to like really have some time to like not have to like look forward at a tour and be stressed and like have my brain be taken kind of half away from making music. Like I can really just like lock in for weeks on end and just like paint things and draw things and play things and not make something today, make something tomorrow, play some video games, just like enjoy the fruits of like everything of the tree that we've planted and grown. Like now I can actually like enjoy it for a little bit.
It's a fucking tree with some deep ass roots.
Yeah. I think it's a lot easier to like be in a space where you can make stuff when you have like a bit of like routine. Like where there's like not like, oh, I'm gonna leave home soon, so like there's no point in having routine. Like it's good to like go to the grocery store and like stock up on food, and like just every day like go to the gym at this hour, go home.
Yeah, routine, you know.
Yeah, and then like you know that makes it so then when it's time to sit down and like make something, you just kind of know like the rest of your life is taken care of basically, and you can just like take a few hours to like fuck around, and maybe you'll catch a good song out of it.
Yeah. It's good, yeah, because you guys have been just going so hard and live such a crazy life. It's it's good that you guys have time to settle down.
Yeah, take it easy for a little
chill.
So sober-ish.
Take some time to like also like not be so like entrenched in the throes of just like being like having to post online all the time or like do whatever. You know, just take some time off, man. You know, I've been so in this shit for so long.
You guys have been in it, dude.
Real in it. So it's time to just like kind of chill and like get back into it when the time is there, you know. I'm really excited to like make a whole lot of stuff and like kind of like build the vault back up. Because like I had like quite a vault for a little while, and I still do. I have a lot of songs that never came out and stuff. But like I'm like I've outgrown a lot of them. You know what I mean? Like there's not even a justification for me putting some of them out as like a B-sides album or something. It's like they're not even B-sides to me. I don't even want to like really hear them. So like my taste also has changed, and the things I want to do has changed. So it's just time to like put some time into that. I also want to like I'm working on right now like an acoustic project where I'm like taking some of my songs that I've written and recorded up to this point and like re-recording them in like a modern sense. I've been like enjoying like spinning vinyl a lot more. So I'm like, my dream is, you know, I want to take these 8 songs or 9 songs and like press them onto the vinyl and like have something that's a little more timeless. You can like show this to your grandmother or something. She'll like understand my music more than if you played her like those previous versions of them, or
Yeah.
you know, like just bringing like the songwriting that we've, you know, amassed up to this point, like to different people in different ways. I'm like inspired to do that.
Hell yeah.
You know, context is important.
Totally.
You know, if you like eat a delicious burrito, like standing outside next to like a food truck, and there's like hustle and bustle around you and like the street next to you, you'll enjoy it a different way than if you sit down at a restaurant and they put it in front of you. Or if, you know, you're sitting on the side of the road hungry and someone like throws it at you. Like the context of how you consume things matters a lot. So I'm very interested in exploring that next year. You know what I mean? You might see like a beautiful painting in like a blank white room and be like, oh, this is like a work of art because I'm in an art exhibit. But then like you could be in like the restaurant bathroom and like you see the same painting on the wall, and because of the context, you're perceiving it differently.
It's weird, yeah.
You know,
it's true.
Exactly.
Is there anything about you guys, Wendigo Darkie, that you guys want out there for people to know that maybe I might have missed? Or
dude, what? That's crazy.
Maybe, I don't know. I think that I will leave it at that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, play some cool shit.
Yeah, we can talk about this.
I want to hear you talk about your guitar and shit for a little bit.
Yeah. Also, this is my first pedal board.
First pedal board?
It's fun having a pedal board, I must say. I feel like with like guitar, I guess, like some people really like obsess about it. Like they really like look at this thing as like this like fetishized thing that's like this really important object. I mean, this is a really nice Les Paul, and I'll probably hold on to it for a while. But I do think that as I've gotten older, I've sort of started to see these things more as like a means to an end than just like the end. And so I feel like just with the shit, you know, like people like will ask like, I guess, questions about like gear. It's like maybe like a producer thing. People like get really hung up on just like, what DAW do you use? Like, how did you make this thing in this song? And it's like, oh, like how I did it, like you could also do it probably like in a very different way, and it would probably sound the same. Like it's like not like that deep. You know, people like are like, oh, do you use Ableton or Logic or FL? It's like doesn't matter. Like they all are good. You can do any of them and in any of them. So yeah, I feel like just like kind of building a board and getting like a bit more set up has been like some of like the more geeky shit that I've done like in my career, which has been cool to learn about it. Like I never had a noise gate before, never had like an EQ pedal before, and like these things definitely have like made a difference. Like especially this thing, like if I just like play like without it, you know, no EQ, and then you put it on. I guess you can't really hear it with the neural DSP as much, but like on stage, that thing is crazy. You know, having the fucking being able to do that now, and then I can also do. That's a lot of fun. So.
Oh my goodness, dude. I need 2 whammies now.
You do.
That thing's sick.
This
dude.
one on here is like
sick.
the newer one that has like the drop tune as well. So like there are some songs in the set where I'll like drop tune, so then I could like play like lower. Just. That's that Nation Eternal. And I can just turn it off and just play rap music. It's just like really quick. So having the two is nice because you can, these things have like a chorus effect on it as well. Like I'll use that on I Can See Clearly when we play that one live. Like these are just like really like good all around pedals. Like they just do a lot.
Oh, you use the swallow effect?
The swallow?
Yeah, right.
I don't know if there's like a shallow effect. Is what
shallow,
it's called.
right?
It's a detune. Yeah, like that one for like I Can See Clearly. For example, like I would probably have that on and.
That's what that is.
You're like a chorus. There it is.
That's what that is.
Yeah, it makes you sound really like beachy.
Yeah, and you know, even for songs like maybe like Black Sheep or like Liar, sometimes I'll fuck around with that. But yeah, like so it has been cool getting into this stuff more. What I do really like love on the side that has been like kind of just like a more of like a I guess hobby and like using it in recording is synthesizers. Like I got really into those once we started like living off music and like making some more money doing it, and it became like an option. Like go buy like a Moog or go buy like a sequential. You know, that's a lot of fun. And having having analog keyboards like at home is tons of fun. And so that like I'm not a keyboard player. I'm not like gifted with that. Like, guitar and piano theory is very similar. Mm-hmm. So there is like, I can like figure out the chords, but I'm not like, oh, play a D major 7. I can just do it. I'll have to like sit there and like figure it out, but it can be done. And I mean, like shit like this, I feel like is where, I guess where we're at right now with music is that we are in like the best time to be a musician like ever. Yeah. Because of all this shit where it's like, even if you can't get a mini Moog, you could get a plugin that is a mini Moog and like have that. Yeah. And so there's just so many options, and I think that it can be free. It's very overwhelming too. Like I had a lot of gear that I sold recently because it was just like
too much shit.
I would start to think I had to use it all, like on everything. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna like minimize my setups. And now I have like a couple of synths at home, a couple keyboards, a couple just like weird like boxes that just make like sirens and like weird sounds. Guitar. Aux box. That thing is amazing. Do you know what that is?
No.
You need to get an aux box.
Aux box. All right, we're gonna find it.
So that's this thing. It's like an attenuator. So you get a tube amp and you put this thing on top of it and you plug a speaker cable into it. And basically, it sends like the raw signal into the aux box. It cuts all the audio out of your tube amp. So basically, you can turn volume back up, but you can record it silently, which is great for like, I live in an apartment. Sick. So
yeah, it's like miking an amp like
without
silently.
A mic. Yeah. And so like it digitally kind of models the mics and like the cab of the amp, but then like you're still getting the analog sound of the head. And now when I record at home now, this is what I use. So I have a Mesa Mark 7 at home. So I'll record out of the Mesa into the aux box, and then it's like it's like such a game changer. For like I live in New York City, so like if I turn my Mesa up to like 2, it like knock a building over. And you need to turn it to like 4 at least to get the right sound.
Yeah.
Dang. So are you using a real tube amps for the recordings?
So nowadays, yes. Like songs like I Can See Clearly, no. Like early
those
shit,
are just
no.
like DI, right?
Basically, so I guess like the early like Darkie stuff, like it's not like rap music. That's a funny one. I had like a little like orange like practice amp, like a fucking 2-watt amp. And I had a USB microphone, and I just like kind of rigged some books as like a mic stand and just like recorded that one out of like a practice amp. This was like very early, like when we were making music. So I just had what I had. And then I think at a certain point I got a Scarlett, like a Focusrite, and I started using like CLA guitar. Like I Can See Clearly, it's like I think a CLA guitar preset, like that tone. And then I got into Neural DSP for a little bit. Like that was like much later, like having like the Gojira plugin and like the Mesa plugin. But
that was phase 2.
Yeah, kind of. And then like phase 2 also though, I have a Fender like hot rod at home. So I like learned how to mic it and like put a blanket over it and just like record that like in my studio house, in my room. And that sort of like led me to like, okay, like clean tones are really easy to record out of a Fender. Like it just sounds great. I started doing that.
Oh yeah.
But like recording like the Mesa at home, like in like a non-treated room, was really difficult. And then once I got the aux box, it's like, okay, now this is actually like doable. You still have to like learn how to mix it, like how to EQ and like do what you have to do to it. But the recording, at least, you can record pretty well in like a kind of digital way.
Oh shit, dude, sick. So
you don't need any of that shit though. I mean, like rap music, like like a song like I Can See Clearly, which is like that. I mean, I Can See Clearly as far as guitar and bass that I've recorded is the most probably profitable thing I've done, and that was done with a Focusrite Scarlett.
Yeah, it costs like $300 to make that song.
For like that setup, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
These fucking dumb bands.
Like, honestly, like lately, like
I don't think we've ever gone into the studio to like make music, and even the 2 sessions that we've done at the Goose Room, like not very many of those songs have ever even like come out up to this point. Like really like 99% of the music we made is like completely just like DIY at home and shit.
Yeah,
I never record in my closet.
Yeah.
I just like have a mic stand in my closet, or I like hold my mic and I just like record. Like there's no point to like do all this treating and like weird bullshit.
Is the rumor true? Like you still use your first mic, the AT2020? Was that your first mic?
Until this year, or like halfway through last year, actually, that was true. I don't anymore. I still have it.
It's a great mic.
That's all you need. But now I use a Neumann What is it called?
Yeah, that's a fucking.
I don't know which one you have.
Which one is it?
That's a
Neumann?
fucking big boy, dude.
U87? Is that the
that
one?
little one? No, the little
TLM
up there.
103?
TLM 103.
Yeah, it's the left
yeah,
of
that little thing. I just use this, and I plug that into like a USB-C, like Focusrite, and then I just record that. That's it.
Oh, shit, okay.
Just put that in a little eyeball, little eyeball thing.
Yeah.
Just put that in there. Put that on a stand. It's in my closet. All my clothes is hanging.
It stays. Yeah, it's just there. Wow.
So just record into that.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to record on a budget, the AT20 like USB one that just like goes right into your computer, that probably is like.
That's all you need.
I mean, that with a sock on it.
I made all my top songs
sock
on that.
on it?
That's like
with the sock. Yeah.
That's like the AR-15 of our music.
Yeah.
Like this.
Like that is the AR-15. Yeah, for sure. Like all my top songs I made on this thing, except for like a few, because like obviously I haven't been on the Neumann for very long. But yeah, I mean that's all you need.
Yeah, we didn't really have interfaces for a while. Like that was kind of like later.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't even have interfaces. We were just like USB. That's it. Just recording.
And it is like funny to think about because it's such like caveman shit. Like now I would like never do shit this way.
I didn't have a mic. I didn't have a mic stand until like 2 years ago. It was just holding it.
You hold it?
I'm the mic stand. Yeah, and the pop filter. So you hit record and then you like, and then you're like, oh, I fucked that up. And you like put it down on the bed and you're like, over and over.
Yeah, wow. AT20 plus sock plus Logic.
And that's nice. And holding the mic is nice though, because then you can control its distance and like do different things. So I like rap, and then I do a yell, and I like bring it away because I'm gonna be louder, and then like you could get you learn how to like play it like an instrument.
Oh. Yeah, I do feel like we'll probably get more like into like studio recording as time goes on.
So
like,
is this the secret?
This is the secret.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously
that's too nice of a sock, though.
Yeah, that's
you
not.
Need, you need like a Hanes with like a hole in it.
Yeah, it's been worn a bunch of times.
So that makes sense how you were able to record
like that. That's better.
Oh, this is sick. That actually explains how you could record in the park in the bathroom so quickly because you have the USB mics, just goes straight into the computer. Yeah. So you run the battery on the computer. So you kind of take that where.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, and even now we still like they've been recording a bunch of songs like in the van and stuff because we still like we use the interface, but like it's like the USB-C interface, so like there's no external power. It just like takes power from the laptop. So yeah.
That's the beauty of making rap is that like
it's so fun.
Yeah, like like it's hard to do this approach for rock music. Like there are I've seen like certain bands like Dijon, like I've seen like his recording setup where like he has just like kind of mics in a room and they're just recording the room and they're all playing. And that's like he gets a crazy sound for what that is. Yeah. So he has to be an insane recordist, which that is like a separate skill. But like so for rock music, this is not like very doable for anybody. But like for making rap, like you can. But
that's the thing though, is you can make anything work.
You can. It's gonna be tough. Whereas with rap, you can like have like a decent vocal preset.
It depends how like hi-fi or lo-fi you're trying to go to. Like you can make a lot of like bedroom rock and like Mac DeMarco-y like old like lo-fi shit. If you like, you could just use like dry drum like one shots and like DI guitar when you just put like a fucking like tremolo effect, like stock tremolo on it, and like you can just like make that shit. Like I honestly think like music that isn't like mixed perfect and like crazy like has more character to an extent. Like there's no need to like go and perfect that shit unless like that's really what you just like. You like that sound more than anything else. But there's like a lot of sounds that haven't been explored and they're just not being explored because everyone thinks you have to like do something a certain way. Shit that sounds like shit is like cooler to me. Yeah. It's like eating. It's like why would you want to eat like the same thing every day? Like you want to like have something that tastes different, it fires on different cylinders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a place for it.
There's a place for it.
Like I saw like Meshuggah earlier this year, and that was the best mixed thing I've ever heard in my life, and it ruined music for me.
Meshuggah,
yeah. Like okay, so like as far as like metal goes, I feel like I probably got into metal when I was like 13, 14, and like you listen to like Black Sabbath, and that's like the heaviest shit at that time. Yeah. And then I have seen them, when Ozzy was still with us, and like seeing them live, you recognize like this is the heaviest music ever. But like you get into Black Sabbath, then you might hear like Slayer, like Angel of Death, and that like kind of raises the bar for like heavy music. And then you how it is, like you're searching for like the heaviest thing for kind of your whole life because you keep hearing heavy shit. Once I saw Meshuggah, like it ruined it. It was like I heard like Demiurge in Madison Square Garden, and
that's it.
Like it split my brain into 15 different pieces, and I was just like I was basically like having like a lobotomy happening to me like for 8 minutes straight during that song. And yeah, so like that's like
they're crazy.
You couldn't do that unless like you had like
look at him standing
the fucking
there.
gear and the lights and all that. But then like Bad Brains, their first album, they made that I think on like a 4-track like in their house.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then like I'm really into like slam shit. So like I'm a big like Snuffed on Sight like PeelingFlesh like fan. So that shit kind of like ruins like some other metal for you too, because it's like setting that bar. It's like eating like Takis, and then like you try to eat like hot Cheetos, and you're like, this like isn't spicy at all.
Yeah, or like you go to Japan and have like a really good piece of Shima Aji, and then you go back to America and it's just not the same.
You just can't eat like sushi, or like shit like that, for a little while.
It's life tolerance.
Yeah,
life tolerance builds it, and that's why you have to sit in the room.
That's why you have
15
to be
minutes
bored.
a day and be bored.
Sorry, I need to fucking
desensitize.
I need to fucking reset my soul, dude. How was that show with them?
It was sick. They're awesome. They're super nice guys.
They're great guys, man.
Fun show. It was sick. It was fun.
I was like, I mean, it makes sense.
It was a great time. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. That's a sick band. I really
we talked like
set.
quite a bit for like out of the night, like probably like a couple hours. Just like if you add all the time we were talking, and we just chatted shit about whatever, and they're super nice. I love them. I think they're like honestly one of the best bands that I've met ever.
They are great.
They're just like super cool and down to earth, and I think a lot of like look at these. I think a lot of the hate that they get is like really like undeserved and like retarded. That's like a metal scene thing though. Like metal fans, like some of them just be like really fucking like up their own ass. People be saying shit also on the internet that they wouldn't say in real life.
100%.
Like you just be saying shit, but that if you wouldn't like say that to D, if you're in front of him.
No.
Like
so he's a lot taller than I thought.
Yeah, exactly. Like people just be saying shit, man. They just be like hating, bro. Like we announced this show and like people, like TikTok music lineup, like coworker music, whatever. But it's like you could say all that shit, but like you can't stop the show from happening, and like you're not even gonna be there. So like, the most important thing that some of these people might do for like the next year is just like leave that comment.
Damn, that's sad.
And like, but you have to like have that mindset to like not let it affect you. I know a lot of people like where this shit would like destroy their life, and it used to for me like years ago when I first started getting hate like that. It would like ruin entire days of my life. But like now it's just like, oh yeah, like these people like aren't on shit and they're just like saying shit because they can. But this is this is like the most important thing that they're gonna do for like a month. This is like more people will like this comment than like will ever give a fuck about this person in their life.
Damn, that's fucking sad, man.
Like this comment got like they say like coworker music got 1,000 likes. Like 1,000 people might not even care that this person like was alive in their whole life.
And that's their shit.
And that's their shit. And that's what they're gonna be remembered. That's what someone might remember them for 1 second. It's just like being hateful. And that's why like artists like always just like keep it pushing. Just like always just never let that shit bother you.
Dude, I always tell.
And when it does bother you, like talk about it. Like go confide in your friends. Like let it out. Because that shit it can't be what you're focused on. That shit that's just not gonna keep the lights on. Fucking caring about what like fucking Joe Schmo who go about. He's about to like he leaves that comment and then he has to like go out of the bathroom and like clock back in at Jimmy John's or whatever. Like fuck that. Whatever.
I always tell some of my band members, dude, why are you fucking like if we like drop a song, they're like in the comments, I'm like, what are you fucking doing?
It's addiction to cortisol. Stress addiction.
Stress addiction.
You're just addicted to stress. You're just addicted to stressing yourself out.
It's like I don't, especially like I'm gonna be 40 in a couple weeks. I'm like so like I don't get like the purpose of like putting out art like your song and then you're getting validation from people you won't even meet.
Yeah, who don't matter.
It makes no fucking. Obviously, a portion of them are your fans, and that's sick. But even then, like you can't even You can't
Bro,
even
and like fans don't know shit, dude. Like you put some shit out, they don't even know what they fucking want. Like you put some shit out and they're like, I don't like this, and like 2 years later they're like, actually, that was the greatest thing ever. They don't even know what they want. You know what I mean?
Actually, it's kind of sick.
And it's also because like you live with music longer than people do. You'll always have lived with the song that you wrote and recorded longer than everyone else will because they get it after
Your whole
you.
life.
Exactly. So there's songs that you recorded 6 months ago. Like maybe you didn't think it was the best thing ever, but now you really like it and you put it out. And it's gonna take 6 months for the people that hear it to like it. And that's also the problem with music and the internet now. Is like people hear some shit and they're like, I want to judge it day one. What did Fantano say about this? What does it say on like album of the year? Like what do all these like critics say like day one the shit came out? But the thing is that like music ages. Like you age a steak, like you age wine. Like things change with context and with age and with time, right? So like people want to like so badly, especially people who like don't know shit about like what it takes to even make a song. But they like music. They want so badly to be like, this is what this is. This is what it is. It's an 8. It's a 6. You know, like they want to label it. They want to know what it is. But like letting things remain enigmatic and like nebulous is like what makes it magical. Is what makes it cool. Like someone might listen to like the new PeelingFlesh record and be like, this shit is ass, it has too much hip-hop influence. Or they'll be like, oh, this shit is super heavy and cool. Like, everyone will perceive this shit different. So how can it even have a number? That doesn't even make any fucking sense. But, like, you know, people just insist. People insist upon themselves to a nauseating degree. And as a musician, you just have to learn to tune that shit out, like, as much as you can. We're all people, so our instinct is to care what other people think.
Yeah.
Empathy is an instinct in a average person, not like a psychopath, but you know, you got to learn to tune that shit out and be like, you know what, that doesn't matter at all. Why this person like doesn't even like it? So like, why does it matter what they think? Like, who cares? You know, I like some songs I like because they're ass. I like some movies because they're shitty. Like, you ever seen Kung Pao Enter the Fist?
No. Is that like on my list now?
That movie is fucking retarded and stupid, but like that's why I like it. You can like things, you know. People like things for different reasons. Like this movie's really stupid. He's like he's like gophers or nunchucks.
What the fuck is this?
It's a great movie. It's a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. This movie's awesome.
See,
but it's because people are rating it. This is really stupid. Blah, blah, blah.
Dude, seriously, dude, I just always tune out some of my friends.
Look at this
oh, this is bad. You're right. It is retarded. Does that fucking kick alone? What?
Bro, it's fucking sick, dude. This shit is awesome.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, he's like busted out of the ground. He's like, it's just sick, dude.
Came out in 02.
Punches a hole in someone's chest.
Oh, yeah. There's like the humor in it.
Yeah, dude.
But that's what it's meant to be.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly, dude. How can you rate that?
You can't rate that.
Exactly, dude. And I think that's a problem in this decade. It's like like a lot of music and a lot of things and a lot of people striving to be like taken so fucking serious. Like, why would you want to be like that? That's what you want to do? Have like everyone's judgment matter so much? Like, that's silly. Just to me.
Yeah.
That's silly to me.
I wish people cared less. I'm always like, why are you looking at the ratings for a movie? Go watch the movie because you want to fucking see it.
Exactly, dude.
Or you put out a song or a record and you're immediately like, you want to know how people will react to it. Mind you, I'm just not trying to write records anymore for someone else's like validation.
Exactly.
It's like, I just don't fucking get it, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been like the takeaway, I think, for us is like make what you want to make and like somebody might enjoy it.
Exactly, dude. It doesn't matter if I have like, 1,000 haters. It doesn't matter if the songs we made have like tens of thousands of people who don't like them because we're still here. I don't have to clock in. I'm happy that I built a life where this is what I get to do. I get to travel the world and see people that admire us and like inspire them. And like, I don't have to like go back to Chipotle and like scrape the grill. I don't have to do that. It's worth it. I would have twice as many people hate on me if I could keep doing this,
Wow.
That's like really what it comes down to. Like, But everyone's so obsessed with everyone liking them that they don't do the things that they needed to do, where like 10 times more people could like you if you just put yourself out there more. If you just did more daring things, if you just said more, if you just weren't a coward, you know?
Is that also where it stems from? Like there's like a level of being like a coward if you won't speak your mind.
Yeah. I believe that. Not everyone would agree with that, but I do believe that like some of it comes down to being a coward. And there's some of our contemporaries, some of the people we know, like in our scene of music and then adjacent scenes, like I would say that they're cowardly. I'll have a whole conversations with them where they're like, oh, but like I have to do it this way or else it won't be, you know, or else, the label's not going to like that. Oh, you know, but it's about money to me. It's about attention to me. It's about, you know, some people are in it for like really stupid reasons, but they're their reasons, you know?
Yeah.
That's like real poser shit to me. It's like looking like a punk and like not really like having that energy.
Yeah. You
like
gotta live it.
You gotta live it.
And we did this, we confirmed the tour with Slaughter to Prevail, and we got a lot of shit for it.
Why?
Bands.
Wait, so I don't know a whole lot about like this music. So like your band is called, what's it called again?
It's called like deathcore.
Oh well, no, like your
Suicide
band.
Silence.
Suicide. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. So I mix it up with like I just saw like All Shall Perish with my friend Brahman a few months ago, and he was linking it to Suicide Silence.
Oh yeah. He's a singer.
So like
of our band.
But it's like, dude, like the bands are called like Suicide Silence and like All Shall Perish and like Death to Everyone, and like we're hating on, oh, this is lit, but this isn't lit. You announced a tour with Slaughter to Prevail, and metal fans don't like that.
Yeah, I was like, I know, like the singer has like a past. He's a really
the Russian guy.
Yeah.
Oh, his voice is crazy.
Oh, he's fucking sick.
I mean, it's
dude.
like, he has a past. It's like, dude, like we like listening to metal and shit about like demons and death and like, gore and like we're pussies. Like, how does that make any fucking sense?
Yeah, so we but
I want everyone who sings this music to be like super nice.
But then what?
Fucking music about like killing people.
Yeah, people try to give like a backlash, and we just said fuck you, and it was that easy.
Yeah, dude.
It's just that.
Don't show up.
It's just that easy, and like and then people stopped.
Yeah, exactly. It's like just bitch and moan about it.
I think for us, it's we are lucky, but unlucky at the same time. Where I always tell people this: like we lost our career twice, so we know the feeling of getting it back, and we're very comfortable.
You
with
lost your career twice.
Twice, yeah.
Could I hear the context of that? I'm curious how.
Okay,
about
first,
both times.
Career in 5 minutes or less. 2012, our singer passed away. Comments, of course, said it's impossible to come back. They're not going to come back. Got Eddie, our singer from All Shall Perish, came back a year later. Sales, we got bigger. And once the man came back, Eddie got no credit, or the band. It's like nothing ever happened. All of the hate and the whole industry said we were done. We got, but then once Eddie came in the band and put out the record, it like there's no time left, and we actually started drawing more and selling more merch. So we got it back in a matter of a year and a half. When one day it was all gone, but there's that time period where like, oh, I lost it.
Do you feel like you've lost it?
Yeah, I felt like I lost it, and it's a really weird feeling. And then we put out a record 2017 that flopped. It's a flopped. So it basically lost all of our money. I was living in Venice Beach with our singer, actually Eddie, and then that record came out and people hated it. And now we're and again, people said we were done, and then we started to come back. So
yeah,
so we're very comfortable.
That's cool. I appreciate the context.
With I would say every band should go through this, but it's pointless to go through. We don't have to, because every band is they're so desperate for approval and for people to like their music so they could make a living off their music. And I truly understand, and they do things, and it's very PC and etc.
Oh, you can't say that. You can't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very okay. You're obviously being marketed a certain way. No one knows anything about the band members, but it's people see the band, and it's no like you can't mess with the image. So I would say like every band should feel this, because you get very comfortable with yourself and your music when you lose it all and then you gain it back. But at the same time, you shouldn't have to go through it when you don't have to. So pseudoscience, we just talk shit. It's why, I mean, this is giving me the power, honestly, of the podcast where I could say whatever I want, or listen or have anyone. Well, because like, what are people gonna do? I lost my career twice already. Like, what are you gonna do? You know,
exactly.
Like, so it's fun, but
yeah, man.
So when we announced that tour, we said fuck you. Who
Yeah,
cares?
I mean, if the road was easy to walk, like everyone would walk.
It's true.
You know,
It's
what I mean?
very
And I
true.
feel like that probably gets easier as you get older. Like I think when you are young and you're just not as like you don't actually understand your beliefs or your taste.
It's true.
Like for us, like when we got big, we were like much younger. We were kids practically. So
Yeah.
I think like when that happened, that was really challenging for him.
Yeah.
Because it's like you still like don't like understand like anything about yourself maybe. And just as you get older, you know, you figure things out, you work things out in your head. And I think that like you see it in rap a lot. Like rap is a genre with like a lot of children get big, more or less. Like like a lot of people who are like 19, 20, 21, 22. Basically up until like you're fucking like 23, 24, you're children, you know? And so I'm 26. I still feel like a child. I guess on the internet, being 26 is not a child.
Getting old is
I'm
a decision.
now, but I feel like a child. And yeah, I think that like there are artists that I've seen though, like in rap, like people who, you know, hit 30, and like that's kind of almost like taboo. Like, oh, you're 30 and still rapping. But people who do that and are successful, you notice their music, it's very much like doing what it's supposed to do, and they're doing it in a way that seems a lot more intentional because they've just, as a person, had time to like ponder that.
Yeah.
And so I do think that like, you know, like us having things happen when we were younger was detrimental, but like luckily just from time itself, I suppose, being nice to us, like we are able to look at it differently now.
Yeah. And also being called like every single name in the book, like shit's like stops bothering you. It's like you're able to persevere and like kind of focus then on like internalizing your what's happened to you and the shit that you like and like what you want to do. You stop being distracted. It was hard. There was times where I like, you remember, like I'd be having like a fucking panic attack. I'd be like high off an edible. I'd like take like
no.
I'd be like on 100. I'd be on 100 milligrams of edible. And I'd call this nigga and be like, bro, I ruined my life. Oh no, like I'll never be able to, you know. And he'd just be like, dude, just chill out. And then like I'd realize like, yeah, that was stupid, bro. It's just how it is, you know.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes something will cut through.
This shit is new. Like this is trippy, bro. Like I'm like in this like podcast. I'm like looking at like my tour poster and all the like what people are saying about me, and it's like all there, and it's like fucking the monkey brain, you know. It's not evolved to handle it yet, and it might take so long to evolve to handle it.
I think that's AI's fucking goal. It's just to make it normalized. It's get in the chip. Just fucking, I think the chip.
I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die 100% meat, no metal, unless I gotta like get a hip replaced or something. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not like smart. Like I hate like smart TVs. There's just shit I resist. You know, obviously I'm not like telling like people do what they want, but I resist that shit a lot. I resist like AI when it comes to like visual art because I'm an illustrator. I resist it when it comes to music because I'm a musician. There's certain contexts where like I will use it unknowingly. I'll Google something and then like every time like he's Googled something on here, it just automatically shows like the AI response, you know? It's integrating itself into our lives where it's impossible to completely avoid because sometimes without even meaning to, you'll use it. But like I don't intentionally go out of my way to like ask it shit or like tell it to do something for me because I just don't need like I don't need it.
Yeah.
It's stupid. And they're trying to force it down everyone's throat. So fucking whack. And it's just all for money, dude. It's just all because they just want like more money for themselves. They're just like going to fire people and like stop using people to do shit because they can make more money. It's all just for profit, bro. And we're busy like, you know, we're worried about the wrong things, dude. I see like the outrage that happens. Like I'm sure like when you announce like that Slaughter to Prevail collab tour thing, people's outrage, it was like thousands of comments or whatever. If those thousands of people would actually give a fuck about some shit that actually mattered and affected their lives, the world would be like a better place.
Oh yeah.
But people like really want to worry about shit that doesn't matter, and they'll just ignore shit that does matter because it's like uncomfortable.
I think it's a form of avoiding your
It's escapism.
mortality. Essentially, I think a lot of people don't accept a lot of things, and anything they could use to escape. And also, a lot of people I realize I don't know if they don't believe or they're not aware of karma. I'm a big believer of karma.
Yeah.
And I'm also a big believer in evil. Like the only way to combat evil is with good energy. That's all. I'm not saying I'm a fucking perfect person, but I'm like, okay, what can I do that's just gonna, I don't know, small things. Hey, hold the door open for this person. I'm gonna try not to cut off this person. I'm gonna not like this negative comment about something. It's like this little
decisions.
Yeah.
You know,
little. I'm not gonna.
How you respond to things you can't control is important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if you're driving down the street and you see like a deer crossing the street and you like swerve into it to hit it, that's different than like you didn't see it coming and you hit it.
Mm-hmm.
That person like who is in both the end is the same. Car hits a deer, but like the situation and like everything surrounding it's completely different. You know what I mean? The response to it matters. Like the intention leading up to it matters. Like, but people focus on like the thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Way more than like what led up to it and what happens after, you know?
Yeah, no one ever cares about context.
Yeah, like to me, like I've said this at shows before, back when I used to like talk more at the end of shows, where like you're just like a rock like hitting a pond. And like you choose like what impact you have and like what ripple you send, you know? Whether you're gonna like plop in there and like not really do a whole lot or if you're gonna like really make a splash, it's like really up to you.
It's an ongoing thing, dude. Like you don't naturally want to do like the right thing. I'm always like wondering like what is that thought I'm having? It's like what is that? Like doing like what you should be doing? Like you just don't want to. It's why I believe in hell and the devil and all that shit. Like something like what is pushing me right now to do this?
I'm curious about what you think about that.
Well, I believe I definitely believe in a hell and a heaven. I've heard you talk about it and karma as well. And whatever, like I heard you say whatever hell is at to that person, like that they want to be like a snail. Or they hate snails. They're going to be reincarnated as a snail. It's just like with the karma and stuff.
Yeah, I personally believe in God having a sense of humor.
Oh, totally. It's and I find it's always fascinating how it's just God whispers. I think positive, good stuff is always whispering to you, and it sounds cheesy, but it's just signs, like little things that are just there, and you have to have a sensitive antenna, which whatever that means to you, to kind of see the signs and kind of hear like the whispering and just trying to be like a good person. Where I think evil and devil just attracts you so easily, and it tricks you every single day. To me, demons and because I think everybody has demons.
Do you believe in like actual like possession and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, you should tell your demon stories, like from people like telling you about like their experiences with like what was that one demon of wealth?
Oh,
the demon of wealth.
Well, like that's some just like funny like music industry.
Yeah,
thing,
talk about that. I'm curious about that.
There's a friend of mine named Slosher who like he was just around. Yeah, there it is.
Clonic.
Yeah,
Clonic.
He was around a lot of music industry bullshit for a little bit, and he would tell me about people like making deals with Clonic, and like basically this is like a wealth demon, so you would offer it something, you know, it's like based at like selling your soul type idea. I think that I personally have no experience with that. I've never encountered Clonic or anything Clonic adjacent. I don't even necessarily know if I believe in Clonic, but I do think that there is, on like the karma side of things, I think that like the dead and the living interact because of karma.
Yeah.
A lot. Where it's not necessarily like demons, but like you will encounter like spirits of people who were here who are still around because of like their decisions.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, I've experienced like ghost stuff before and like encountered like possessed objects. I have one story about a possessed object where my friends and I like bought this tapestry. I forget exactly how we acquired it, but it was in college, and we hung it in our kitchen. and it was like this like zodiac. It's like all the zodiac years, and there's like a sun in the middle, and all these like Greek symbols, and then the sun's like kind of smiling at you.
Yeah.
And it's like a black and red and white tapestry, and like having that object around like our lives were like on and off like really fried whenever we were like around the vicinity of this tapestry for like a month, and we like didn't know what was happening, and like people would like hallucinate weird shit, and like when we were eating, like we were all eating one day like kind of drunk and like sitting at the kitchen table next to this tapestry and like eating, and we started like eating this pizza like we were like animals, like all of us, like six people, and we were like, what's happening? And we like looked over at the tapestry, and it like felt like so evil, and for some reason all of us were like at the same time we were like, we have to get rid of this thing, like this thing feels like it's like something weird's like coming out of it, and we all like threw it away. Yeah, like look kind of like that, and we threw it away, and like everything went back to normal. I don't know how to explain that, but I believe like there's like weird shit. I don't know.
Have you guys seen Groundhog Day?
Oh yeah,
with like Bill Murray?
The movie.
Yeah, I think that movie is like a really good like metaphor, I guess, for like ghosts in a way, and like where basically like this guy Phil, like he's just like an asshole, and he gets trapped in this like never-ending existence of being an asshole.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's not until he like learns how to like treat others like with respect and like kindness that he's able to like
Escape.
And like I feel like that day he's living over and over again is like a metaphor for like either our world or I guess purgatory. Maybe our world is purgatory. It's like a very like Buddhist thing where it's like you basically keep living a life over and over again, and until like you achieve enlightenment, then you can move on. And I think in the movie, basically, once he like achieves enlightenment, which means like learning about himself, like learning skills, learning how to like treat others like as a person, he then has the choice like to on that last day you see in the movie like where like he like saves the guy falling out of the tree, and like he has like the nice dinner with I forget her name, but like the girl he's been trying to like basically get with the whole movie, and like but he's doing it not out of lust but just out of like being nice and just like wanting to like share this thing with her. Once he escapes, like that was kind of his choice of like I'm gonna like have this perfect day that's gonna like hopefully set me up, basically. Like he's not even thinking about it that way, but like it is what sets him up to like escape this like hell he's in. And I think that's maybe like how ghosts are, where it's like they're people who have either not gotten to a point where they're able to like ascend beyond like our world basically, and they're just like around by choice, maybe like they just like don't want to leave like the human world yet. And so when he leaves the Groundhog Day, it's like he becomes enlightened and like leaves like the physical world behind, and he moves on to like, you know, whatever that may mean. I'm not going to claim to understand what enlightenment is at all, but I think this movie is an interesting movie because it's a comedy, but it's also like exploring that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had experiences where I like I went to Massachusetts as a child. My grandfather on my father's side is Penobscot Indian, so he's from Massachusetts area, like Northeast Indian, and I had experiences when I went to Massachusetts and like went around the graveyard and stuff like that. And one night I was sleeping in the hotel room with my family in the hotel room. You know, it was like me and my brother in a bed, and then my parents in the next bed. It's like a double bedroom.
Yeah.
And I had experience that night where I either dreamt or saw, or like I felt like basically like I woke up in the middle of the night at like 4 a.m. and like the door to our hotel room opened, and the head of like a Native American like floated into the room and like looked at me and like realized that I could see him, and then he started like calling out to me for help. But he did it in this weird way where like he was like this, and then he realized I could see him, and he opened his eyes, but he had no eyes. It was just black, and he was like like at me, like in pain, like he's lost, he doesn't know where he is. And then I woke up and he's gone, and my dad's like turning the light on. He's like, Josh, what the fuck? Because I was like yelling, I guess.
Oh yeah.
But I've had experiences like that where I believe like energy is, again, like it's like the water hitting the pond. Like energy can't be destroyed. So like if things happen, I think that can't be explained when somebody like carries a very strong energy with them to the end. That energy has to go somewhere. And if they can't carry it in their vessel any longer, it like goes out into the world, and like things happen as a result. People can sometimes perceive that energy in different ways, or it affects things in ways like that. And I also believe it's like a lot about willingness. And that's why children, I think, see a lot of things like that or have experiences like that more than adults, because it's about willingness. You have to like want to perceive things like that, or like want to see them for them to happen, and like why when you're an adult, like you stop like kind of wanting shit like that, or like being open to that.
Being open, having the sensitive antenna.
Because as a child, like dreams and reality blur. Like there are dreams that you have when you're like a young child that like, if you remember, they made you like feel almost realer than real life. But then as you get older, like you contextualize your dreams. You have dreams and you're like, that's a dream. I'm awake now. Like you start like the loop, like you start being aware of like what's real and what's not. But when you're younger, it's like easier to tap into that shit. And I think sometimes people during altered states are like, they can like go so off the deep end, like they're trying to summon a demon or do shit. Like shit like you have to open the door. It's like a vampire. It can't come in unless you let it, you know. It's powerless until you like give it the power, and then it has like all the power. Stuff like that.
If someone is a piece of shit and they die, that energy goes somewhere. Do you think that energy stays evil and then when it hits something else or someone else?
Yeah. I think everything's like echo. You know. I think if someone's a piece of shit and they die, it's like a multifaceted thing. And their energy will continue negatively. So like whatever things they did will ripple out negatively. People that they were supposed to have cared about or might have cared about will be like affected negatively because of the way that things panned out.
Totally.
They might experiencing some kind of like negative echo into the afterlife. But I also don't believe in like infinite torture or stuff like that. Like some Abrahamic religions believe like, oh, like that's it. You're in hell. I don't believe in that. I believe in more of a Buddhist or Hindu approach to that, where it's like Naraka, where like,
what's that?
Like it's like different hells, but like you stay in the hells until your karma is paid. Like you're not like forever in hell. Like you pay for your sins and then you're allowed like the next chance. Yeah. Like you're saying a guy hates snails, he gets reborn a snail.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like Naraka. You might go to Naraka and then they decide like, okay, like we're gonna stab you 1,000 times and then like now you're gonna become a snail. And then you're neutral again. You have a new chance.
Yeah, like an evil spirit wants to be an evil spirit, but like the soul of that spirit wants to be evil. But like if you were like an evil person in one life, but you are reborn and you want to change that evil spirit will cease to be at a certain point. And then that energy is gone. But some people, I think, just like, you know, in their lives, like just want to do bad things. And so like it's entirely possible for like the ripples of that person in the afterlife to just keep doing that.
Yeah.
I say something that seems to really piss people off, but I think when someone, I mean, if you're scrolling on IG or you see something in person, when you see someone doing something bad or a mistake, your like instinct is to, you have to say something or damn that person or cancel or whatever. But I think it's because it's a mirror of the sins that they've done.
Yeah.
And I've noticed like that's personally what I believe. I've been getting a lot of pushback on that. Where it's just, I think it's just a mirror. Like when you see someone make a mistake, like the person has to say something because it's basically.
You've been getting pushback on this opinion?
Yeah.
From who?
That's people.
Like that you tell this to? They're like, no, I disagree. Why?
Also, I've said it a couple of times on the podcast.
People disagree.
Yeah.
With the fact that it's like a reflection of yourself when you criticize somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like that holier than thou shit. People think that they're like, no, I'm right. No, I'm justified. I know when I'm justified. But that's ego. Yeah. And that's the devil.
Could be a little bit ego. Could be a little bit of like, I'm always like, what the fuck have you done? That you have to overcorrect. That's always where my mind goes. Yeah. I think that's also why people get pissed off when I say, I poke at it and then I put a dagger in it.
And then it's like, no, that's not bad. Yeah. That's not bad when I do that.
Yeah.
It's the resistance.
There's like, I think it's like the 4 agreements, like the Taoism idea. And one of them is like, just don't make assumptions about what people are doing because it is always just projection. And I think that like that has to do with that, where it's like, anything that you are being told basically is a projection, and you could be doing bad things and you need to hear that.
Oh, totally.
Of course. But like ultimately, like, yeah, like I think that like people also are just projecting all the time. So Absolutely. Yeah, they don't want to hear that because it's probably true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
I still project, and I do consider myself an above average kind of aware guy. Even I struggle with them. Like, dude, I'm doom scrolling. I'll see something. I'll be like, oh, fuck that. But I'm like, what the hell did I just watch?
Well,
like,
yeah.
Slow down.
I mean,
dude.
I've never left like, well, I won't say never. That's an exaggeration. I haven't, for as far back as I can remember, left like a hateful comment. Like, if we're just gonna bring it to something we can all relate to, like we're talking about music and people like being mean to musicians or being like coworker music, this sucks. You know, like you don't leave. You cannot put something disgusting out unless that thing is already in you. If you don't have anything disgusting within you, how can you put something disgusting out? If a sponge doesn't have any water in it, how can you squeeze any water out? Like, you can't be cruel to someone unless you have cruelty within you. And people don't realize that when they say something mean or they say something rude or they like tear people down, it's because they are hurting. There's a pain within them. And so, you know, sometimes it depends where you are in your life and where it hits you in your life, how you're feeling that day or whatever's going on with your life. But oftentimes the best response to seeing somebody be needlessly cruel is to pity them. Like, I feel bad that you're wasting your time doing this. That's sad. I wish that you didn't do that.
Yeah.
I wish that you were happy or content enough. That's really what it comes down to. I honestly think it's like completely illogical to disagree with your point. If you don't feel any love within you, how can you tell someone you love them? If you don't feel happy, how can you smile? Everything is a reflection of the inside. A reality is a projection. This room to some is awesome. I think this room's awesome. There's like cool shit in it and like it's fun. We're having a great time in it. But someone might walk into this room and be like, oh, it's messy. There's like stuff on the floor. And it's like they're projecting their discomfort onto this room.
Sure.
Someone might walk into an empty white room and say, this room is empty. It's lonely. I don't like it. But if you're complete within yourself, you might walk into a white room and be like, wow, this is beautiful. It's clean in here. It's nice. You're like appreciating things about the room. Perception is everything. And I think that's like something that people are too caught up in their own lives to realize. You know, glass half full, glass half empty. I'm so happy that I have water. Oh, this isn't enough. You can perceive the same thing like a million different ways. You know?
I always tell people that especially the peer, I'm like, dude, you have food and water. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, dude. Like, the same people that are like, oh, you shouldn't go on tour with that band. It's like, well, you know, we all live in the empire. We all flush the fucking toilet. We all like have like a bunch of things afforded to us. Like, this is the least of our worries.
Yeah, I'm always wondering, like, what are fucking people are like escaping? Like, dude, we're just trying to put out fucking music, dude, and people have like a weird opinion about it, and then
I'm not saying people have to like it.
Of course,
but they always feel the need to express that they don't.
Yeah.
That's where the like crazy shit comes from.
Because most people just don't express it. And that's also, I think, where it's like distorted is that like people will talk shit.
Yeah.
People will also praise things. But there's so many more people who just are just quietly thinking about it however they want. And that's like really actually like the true base of people like that are engaging with you. You just don't see it. Most people don't go on the internet and say anything. Most people don't leave comments. They just look at the shit. They're like, okay, cool. Scroll. Millions of people just scroll.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah. Cool.
Scroll.
Yeah.
You know, like you see the evidence there as what's real, but it's like, you know, this post, like for example, had what is it, 77,000 likes, however many comments, that comment has that many likes, but that's not a reflection of what anybody thought. How many people actually liked it?
Yeah.
How many people like actually didn't like it? How many people whatever? Like, it's not a reflection of anything. It's just like what you can see. You know what I mean? Like when you're in the forest and you see some footprints, it's like, oh, a coyote was here. But it's like you can't tell if like a bird flew over unless maybe you like find its shit or something once every mile. But like there's not the evidence of everything happening isn't always very apparent to you. That's just like, I don't know. That's the philosophy behind like all of our shit is always just like question everything, like believe nothing, just like do what feels right. And now we're here and we're sitting in this room. It's nice to meet you. Also, I didn't know.
Honor, man.
I've seen your podcast like clips like come up before, but I didn't know like a whole lot about you or like anything. And it's really cool to be here and just sit and talk and chill.
And she'll share.
You've inspired a lot of my friends. I don't, again,
wow.
Some people that in the touring party wanted to be here, we decided to not bring them because they, just be sitting there for like 3 hours or something.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But they're very inspired by you, so it's definitely a blessing to come here and be able to speak and just talk about life.
That's rad, man. I'm lucky people still fucking care.
They care.
Yeah. It's crazy what one resonating song or record can do. It's all you need. One or two, or if you're lucky, 2, 3.
He has a crazy thoughts on that, like doing things that people care about. It's like once a year, you said.
Oh, kind of, yeah. So like, I've just like observed this like with my friends, but I think it probably is a thing. Like, you ever like heard of like the artist's way, like Julia Cameron?
Oh,
or,
yeah.
Like Rick Rubin's talked about this, but I think this is like. I was thinking this way, and then I saw it written, and it like made more sense. Basically, just the idea that like we're not like making anything, we're just like communicating it. Basically, like like there's in the artist's way, Julia refers to it as the great creator, as God, as like is responsible for all this, and like that's one way of thinking about it. But basically, there's something in the universe that is like sending signals to all of us, and basically artists are just like antenna receiving signals.
Yes.
And so, one would think like if I keep getting better at my thing, then everything I make will be better than the last thing. But that just like isn't the case with anyone, even though it's like how it should work on paper. But basically, like, as long as you open yourself up and like create opportunity to like let the signals reach you, they will happen. And at some point, basically every year I've seen it with like all my friends, between 1 to 3 things any of us make is like the best thing you've made. And it just happens whenever. Like, it's not like you can't like sit down and think, I'm going to write my best riff today or my best song today or make the best video today. It usually happens when you don't think it's going to happen. It's usually on like a day where like you're not thinking about making shit, and then you sit down and do it, and then it just happens. But there is like this weird pattern that I've just observed of like he'll make, 80 songs a year, and like 3 of them are like really fucking next level, and then there's like a gradient, and like same with me, like I'll make a few things that like are my favorite things, and the rest of it is like there too. But I think that just like as long as like you kind of just like stick with it, you'll keep making great things if you're open to making great things, and you're not closing yourself off to like the art that it wants you to make.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like what it wants you to make is not what you think you should be making as well. Like, like a lot of people I think stay, like they'll find like their sound, quote unquote, and they'll just stick to that for far too long, and then it stops being fun.
Dude, there's some people that are making metal or whatever, just to bring it back to a metal place, because we're in a very metal room. And they're like making metal for like 10 years or 20 years and then they start hating it, and they don't know, and they're just doing it to keep the lights on, and then they just like don't even know that if they just like went and made an indie rock song or something, that it would sound really good.
Yeah, and that
they
might
just like
be,
don't try the new thing because they're just like, this is what I do. But it's like, why,
Yeah, because
do
like
some other stuff.
Because you're receiving the metal because like your life has been in a way that like that influence will like be good for you to receive. But also we're all more complicated than that. Like we're not just like metal artists, R&B artists, indie artists. Like we're just artists. We just make stuff because we want to, and it's fun, and because something's making us do it, basically.
Yeah.
And so, opening yourself up to just the possibility of, like, saying, like, okay, like, now I'll go make a country western album this year. Maybe if you do that, that will end up, like, leading to, like, an even greater satisfaction. You have to
It'll be fun,
open to
maybe.
it.
I'm obsessed with that. Like, I'll make a fool out of myself. If a friend of the world, if this song or this record, where is this, even if it flops, where is this going to take us the next record, or even like the next 5? Where is this going? What is the true trajectory?
Like, what is flopping too?
Sure.
Like, whatever, like Van Gogh, like, is one of the greatest painters of all time, but in his life didn't get to experience like the weight of what he did.
I keep forgetting that.
Like, he didn't even get to experience it in his life. There's plenty of artists who in their lives, like, what's that other guy? I think Nick Drake.
Nick Drake, yeah.
He didn't get to experience any success in his life, but he's, like, heralded as one of the greatest singer-songwriters now.
Yeah, a lot of the blues guys, like Robert Johnson and, like, Howlin' Wolf, they were at least old when they got famous.
Or, like, Wesley Willis.
Wesley Willis, yeah. You know Wesley Willis?
No.
You know Rock and Roll McDonald's?
No.
Rock and Roll McDonald's. He's this dude. He's like a schizophrenic black dude from like Chicago.
Chicago.
And he just like made like these insane songs that are so crazy. And he would just like buy these keyboards, and they had like pre-made beats on them. You know, where you just press the button and it starts playing a fucking beat.
Oh yeah.
Like a really dinky ass like MIDI beat or whatever. And he would just like straight up like, is there a way we can hear this right now? This is a pre-made keyboard like Casio beat.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is just like outsider music to people, you know.
That could be a AT 2020 right there.
Exactly, but every song he makes is just like this, where he like says some things where he's like, I like Batman. Batman is the best. He beats up all the bad guys, and then he just like sings the hook, and it's over this saying they'll have like 10 songs that all have that same beat behind them, but like in a different key because he hit a different key to start it.
Oh my
and
goodness.
It's just like. But that's inspirational. Like, so you show this to like 99% of people, and they'd be like, "This is fucking ass. Like, what is this? What are you playing?" But it's like, no, this is incredible. It's incredible to witness. It's like crazy. I wish I could have been at a show or something, you know. Yeah. And like, I don't know, man.
He's amazing. He's a movie about him that you should watch. It's like it's an insane story. He was just like,
he had a very tragic life.
Yeah, he draws his own cover art, like, and all the cover art is basically like different drawings of like the Chicago highways and overpasses, and
he look
like you could say like, that's like the skyline with his face in front of it.
Just draw it with markers.
It's really like detailed. Yeah, he would draw that, and so he would sit on the side of the highway and make these drawings of like the cars driving by, and they're really detailed. Like, they would have like the license plates of the cars like in the drawings, like they're real vehicles. And so this guy like found him doing that. It's like, oh, your art's cool. Come hang out with us. And he was in a punk band. This guy who found him. So initially he was
amazing.
Yeah, it's great. You know, it's like these are all real vehicles that he saw, that he just like drew them from like a photographic memory.
He's also imprinting like his schizophrenic like color choices and things onto it from what his hallucinations and whatever. Oh my god.
But yeah, he was in a punk band that was called the Wesley Willis Fiasco, which was like that song you just heard. It was the same shit but with punk instrumental.
Yeah.
And then at some point, like, they kind of started getting like locally popular and like kind of regionally popular, and they were playing shows, and he was like making money doing this. And at some point, he went to like Guitar Center or something and found one of those Casio keyboards and like heard that instrumental, and basically like claims that the punk band was trying to keep him back from finding that. Like, it was like some like demonic shit they were doing to him.
They're trying to hold me back from discovering this perfect thing.
And so he left the band, started making like just solo music as Wesley Willis, and it got like kind of like cult popular in America.
He would do like Europe tour and people would show up and shit.
Yeah, he was like making money. He you can see like in one of the photos of like on his cover art, he has like this really big like black bump on his forehead.
Like the mark that he has on his forehead.
And he would go out in the line at every show and headbutt all of his fans. And that's how he got that like scar.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a scar he had.
Oh, he got that like later in life.
Yeah, if you go down a little bit in the image results, see that on the left side, a little bit more. Like, see that like really dark one. Like if you look at in his documentary, like it would get like darker throughout his life and shit. Like towards the end, it got like really gross sometimes. Like, no, he's insane, dude. And this is just to illustrate the point of like.
And yeah, that guy did not.
This guy didn't, and he did not get to experience a whole lot of the fruits of his like labors like in his life, dude. He died like really like kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
shit was fucked up.
It's a really sad story, but it is really inspirational because this guy's just making the shit he wants to make and does not care at all what anyone thought about it. Like, this shit he's making, so sick.
So sick. Like, way better than all the like try hard like pretentious bullshit. Like, bands will be like so big and famous and like so up their own ass, and it's like, nah, Wesley Willis way cooler than you, because like he just didn't he truly didn't give a fuck, and he just like did that shit, and that's inspirational, really is inspirational. And this is Nardwuar talking to him.
Oh,
way
fuck
back in the day,
dude.
Yeah, Nardwar's a goat.
He is the goat.
I hope I get to talk to Nardwuar one day.
Fuck, that'd be sick.
That'd be sick. But yeah,
next record.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if Nardwuar decides to.
Darkie, dude,
hit me up.
I wish you luck, man. I would love to see that.
I think we're just at the beginning, man. I truly believe that honestly, up until this point, everything that we've been doing is like the adolescence. I really do believe that the music that I make and the art that we make together and the things that he does, like over the next like 5 or 10 or 20 years, will be like just better and better and cooler and new and sick. I think we'll like go crazy places with it. This is just the beginning of it, you know.
Yeah, I hope that we're always at the beginning. Like, I think that's just like...
You're always at the beginning.
Basically, I mean,
I hope so.
I don't think that we're any closer to understanding what we're doing now than we were when we started. I don't think we ever will.
No, we're just like a little older and a little chiller to be around, maybe.
Yeah, we don't smoke as much.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I was real quick. How do you tap in, or how do you be a antenna?
You know what? I think that it's like really simple. I think you have to just like give yourself the time. You have to just sit down and like decide to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I think that a lot of people get really, especially nowadays with how much content there is about making art. Like, you can watch a video about making movies and learn
the problem with your mix. The vocals are too buried.
Oh yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. It's
and
like,
then you think about, well, like, you know, I think there's something like wrong with that content. Yeah. I think people can watch that and sometimes think because they're starting to understand like these technical things that they're somehow like productive just by watching
or more confident.
Yeah, like if I just watch a lot of videos about like making a video, maybe I am a filmmaker basically.
Or maybe you might make a video.
But I think that really what it comes down to is like to do any of this, it just requires like an effort that's like discipline, just like a consistent effort. Like just decide like, you know, I'm just going to do it today. It like really is that simple. And I think that you have to just, again, like also just be open to like anything happening. Like there's a friend of mine named Robin the Hammer, who's like, he's like an old guy who makes blues and he's a jeweler. He's an insane artist. And he one time described making an album in this way that I think is the most helpful, which is basically an album is a snowball that you like roll down a hill. Once you start rolling it, it's out of your control. Like you're not making it anymore. It's making itself. And when it gets to the very bottom of the hill, you just put your signature on it.
It's pretty sick.
And I think that's like you know, like I used to not feel that way. I had actually like a problem, I think, with my own like just songwriting and making my own shit, where I would get really like scientific. Like I'm gonna make this album, and it's gonna have this song and this song and this song, and I'm gonna like curate this whole thing, and it's like really like
it has to be 13 tracks.
Yeah, like it's super like there's like a ton of predetermined notions that go into making this album. And what I realized is that leads to nothing getting made. And what really you need to do is be like, I want to make something, and then you make something, and then you just do it again and again, and then maybe after like a year of that, you have a bunch of cool shit.
Yeah, we know artists that like try to assert a lot of control over how they make stuff, and oftentimes I notice they don't get a lot of return on their investment of time or effort, or they end up just like sucking after a while, or like people stop fucking with them because they don't do enough. Like years pass and they don't do anything. It's like
your ego getting in the way. You start thinking that you're too good at music and that you can.
It has to be this way.
But you can't control the music. The music, it will never be able to be controlled.
And back to your question of making yourself an antenna, it's like a radio. You know, how is your radio going to have a clear signal? It's like there's got to be no interference. You got to like make sure that you clear yourself of things that cause interference. You also got to make sure that you're, like he said, the word open. Got to make sure that you're open. You know, to receiving the signal. How are you going to receive a signal if there's already like a billion fucking things going over your frequency? You got to get to a clean channel, and then you're going to be able to hear the background noise. You know, it'll come through, and that comes down to also like saying yes a lot and like purposely contradicting yourself all the time. Purposely, like when you're sitting with the band and you're writing a song, and the guy's like, "Oh well, we can't do that because," and then you're like, "Nah, let's do it anyway." Even if it doesn't work, it'll be good practice. Resisting like doing new shit is how like you never grow and you never change and you never do anything like truly revolutionary. But you have to resist even yourself. When you feel that fear, you're like, should we do this? You got to do it. You got to get good at just like pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think like learning new things is also like if ideally the antenna just is open. Like I think for most of the time for like people who want to make art, it generally is open, like because you just want to do it. But it is when you have those times like where you are now like second guessing yourself or like just not sure what you want to do. I think a good thing to do is like learn something like outside of like what you usually do. Like if you play a lot of metal and you're tired of writing metal, learn like an Elvis song. And just like learn like a like a weird little like fucking Elvis chord, like some weird little shit like that. And like that actually with distortion on it sounds like a fucking crazy metal chord. But like if that was clean, it'd be like a little A7 thing, and make like a little 50 song with it, and just like shit like that. Like just open yourself up to all kinds of music, and like you'll find things like, oh, that chord in that song that I just learned, I like that. I'm gonna make something with that now, and like shit like that will kind of get the juices going. Or
like humor. Yeah, humor is hugely important to that. Like the laughing Buddha, like that energy is really important to progression in life. Like play some of the shit that you play during the show that's like really fucking silly. I'll
start just playing like atonal fucking nothing. Just like in between songs.
Do like the Wii.
Or like a hit one of those, or hit the Home Depot.
or SpongeBob.
Oh. Yeah, like learn shit like that.
Shit, that's dope.
Like during the show,
and like waiting,
we'll be waiting for someone to like tune the bass, or something will happen, and then like he'll just like start doing that, or he'll play the Home Depot one, and then I'll be like, "Come down to Home Depot, and we have screwdrivers and nails and bolts and nuts and wrenches." And you just like you just have to let flow.
Humor is really important. Yeah. I think for making anything, it's important to like have a funny attitude about it. Because you can't take yourself seriously. Like
the PeelingFlesh guys said that. Like, they were like, if it makes us laugh, we'll record it. Or they said something along those lines.
That's really important in life. It's important to have a sense of humor about everything in life. And I think that like is how we will stop all the bullshit in the world, is we just like laugh at it.
The worst music is like when like the whole band is like,
yeah.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like those band pictures like look so dorky. Like if you look at our band pictures like that we've taken for like like Lil Darkie band pictures or like Dark Army band pictures, we're all like making crazy faces, and then like you see other bands and they're all like wearing like blue jeans and black shirts, and they're like,
oh yeah.
It's like oh yeah, you're cool.
You're fucking cool, dude.
Like look at that picture of us. Like we're ridiculous. Like we look silly. There's like a bunch on my page, like if you scroll down, that are just like really funny.
Dude, that would scare the shit out of some people.
There's like me and like a couple of the boys. We just like made some shit. We're like holding like Pickle Rick, and like I'm holding like the ray gun from like Black Ops. Like it's a funny picture. Just shit like that. There's like humor. You know?
That's super important.
Inject the funniness into shit and the love. You know what I mean? And we're like holding like they got pictures of us like on our knees, like holding like a musket and like a blunderbuss. Like it's fucking stupid. Bro.
What the fuck?
Like that ridiculous like fun energy is just like. That's what backs everything, really. It's just like, we're just like kids with crayons, you know what I mean? You can't take the shit too serious, or like you end up like being stupid.
Yeah, you can't take it too.
These pictures are funny. I love this like archive.
No, especially like for us three, like the shit that we make, this shit is funny. This is Lil Darkie.
Yeah, it's like hella
funny.
What
the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like you're like listen to like The Cleansing.
Suicide
it's like the
silence.
most guttural, fucking like loud sounds
funny.
For 45 minutes. That's hilarious. That's really funny.
There is a lot of humor in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I forget that too.
Taking the piss out of yourself is important, because then no one can take the piss out of you.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I always talk shit to all my best friends. I talk shit to, and they talk shit to me.
Yeah, and you know someone's like falling away from you when they can't take that. You know someone's floating away from you and dealing with their own stuff in their life when humor doesn't mean anything to them.
Oh yeah,
it's not funny. You know, I've been at some of my lowest points in my life, like suffering. You know, and this guy will like make me crack a smile. That's like the most like important thing.
It's important,
Likewise.
Man, in music, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta laugh at yourself. You gotta laugh at your music.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I forget that shit, dude.
This shit that we've done is retarded and ridiculous. Like it's completely absurd. That's why it's cool, though. You know.
Yeah, like you can laugh at it and still love it. Like those things aren't like contradicting. Like you can recognize that this is just like fun and silly, but still like
it's all silly.
Be serious about it in like a good way. And like I think that is like when you're able to get to that point, I think is when you end up probably like making your best shit and having the most fun doing it, and like you get into like the flow.
The fucking Kool-Aid man. Hey, when they go, I think you have an experience being chased by Goofy and the Kool-Aid man, correct?
I do, yes.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, you know that.
Huh?
You the feds?
Yeah, when we first met, this is pretty much the thing within my first like week and a half of like knowing you in person, because we like met on the internet and we're talking for like maybe like about like half a year before we met. We were in Long Beach at some park, and we had some salvia.
The salvia, right?
Yeah, it's legal, and it was you, me, and like a couple other friends, and
look up salvia divinorum.
Yeah, that second one. Salvia is insane.
Yeah, there it is.
It's actually so insane that this is a legal. I don't know if it's still legal.
It is legal. It's in like head shops.
Truly insane. We were flipping coins, like, and if you get heads, you got to hit the salvia.
Oh, what the fuck kind of game is that?
Again,
reality changing game.
That's why we're here. But regardless, my first salvia trip involved Goofy and the Kool-Aid man. We were like smoking it out of a bong with like weed on the bottom and like salvia on top.
Make it taste a little better.
And so I like, it's like DMT where you have to like really like hit it to get anywhere.
Yeah, hold it in for like 12 seconds.
So I packed like a snap, and I like hit it, and I'm just holding it, and I breathe it out, and like nothing, like I feel weird, and like things are getting strange, but I'm not like there yet.
Yeah.
So I take another one. I just like hit it, hold it in, wait, breathe it out, and as I'm about to start like talking shit about how this isn't a real drug, like I just like snap into like a different fucking realm. And I was on this like, I basically got like launched into space, it felt like, and I was on this carousel with Goofy and the Kool-Aid man.
Okay.
And they were like laughing at me and like pointing at me, and just like they were like across, like I couldn't hear them, they were like over there. And so eventually I like approached them, and they're just laughing like maniacally like at me, and they start walking towards me, and I can just tell like, oh, like they're gonna like kill me or some shit. So I start running around this carousel, and I just like did that for like, I don't know, like a minute, a year.
Or you said you like fell into like a hole in the carousel.
Well, so I'm getting chased for like a long time. Like I'm getting chased for no amount of time. I couldn't tell you what, there was no time involved. And eventually, it's like DMT shit. And there was like a trap door thing in this carousel, and I jumped through it, and I got launched to like another carousel where they were both there again, and it just happened again. And that repeated one more time, and I ended up on a carousel that was like like every character imaginable, and also just like not real. Like Jesus was there, and Spongebob was there, and like everyone was there. And there was like just like a giant like mob of symbols, basically.
Yeah, of like entities, like symbols of different things.
And they just like chased me and like cornered me, and eventually I found the trap door and like jumped through it, and I got shot, like it felt like upwards again, and I like woke back up like in the park, and it had
the
been
carousel's
like,
like fading away.
And yeah, like I just kind of like felt weird for like a few days. Like I would like go to like the gas station, they'd have like gummies, and there'd be like a little like monster on the gummy, and it'd be like looking at me, and I'd feel like it had like infiltrated like my life somehow.
Like the salvia world and his world, like the door wasn't shut.
It was like a really weird like dissociative like panic that I had like for like a few days after this trip. But we kept smoking salvia that night. Like I think I had like
look up like trolley gummy monster.
Yeah, trolley, like that's perfect. I think I did it like 2 more times that night. None like the
You're
trips,
a psycho, dude.
They weren't
instead of worm, put monster.
There was one really fun one that I will also tell this story. It was the last salvia trip that I did that night.
Wait, real quick. How did that specific trip inspire? There was 2 beats, correct?
Maybe. I don't know even like. I think it just kind of like set the tone for everything. Like for like a while.
Oh, it's set.
Yeah, I don't see it there, but there was like one like weird like off-brand.
Yeah, it was like some weird like. I think also that first one I saw, like if you scroll back up. like that top left. It was some shit like that.
Yeah, it was some shit like that. It was like a goop creature.
Yeah, and it's like on the packaging, and I was like, oh, they're
fucking
here.
gooped up, dude.
But the last trip that I did that night was in his apartment. We went back inside, and I was like on the couch, and I hit it, and I didn't like fully like dissociate for this one. Like I was still kind of in the room.
Oh my God.
But everything became purple, and then everything became like geometric. Like I was in this weird like purple desert of like spheres and like prisms and cylinders and shit. But I could still like hear everyone, and like I knew I was like in the real world still.
Yeah.
And somebody put like a blunt in front of me, and like a portal opened to where I could like see like the real world, and there was a hand with a blunt. And so I grabbed the blunt through a portal, and I started smoking it. Now, in my perspective, I was just like hitting it repeatedly, like for like 5 minutes, and it felt amazing. It was like the best weed I've ever smoked. Like it felt like I was like smoking like a cloud. I was like smoking like a cumulus cloud, and eventually like I kind of came back and just like faded into reality. And when I came back, I was just covered in ash. And they were like, yeah, we passed you the blunt, and you tried to grab it and like dropped it and just got it all over yourself and like almost caught on fire. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's not what I saw.
Yeah, dude. We had a lot of escapades with a lot of crazy shit. A lot of escapades.
Yeah, that's beginning of phase one. That's that's basically the start of like we had maybe released like 3 or 4 songs together like at that point.
Yeah.
And then I like moved in with him for like a little bit, and then that was like during that phase, and
it was a couple different Salvia nights.
Yeah, we had like 2. I can remember that.
It was 3.
There was
3. It was 2 at the park, like
Yeah.
separate ones at the park, and then 1 with like a bunch of people in our living room.
Yeah.
And then the portal one was in the living room.
Yeah. But so that was like very.
Yeah, we
early.
stopped because one time this like one girl who used to hang around with us, her name was Liz. She used to hang around with us, and she hit the salvia one night, and she started just like screaming and being like, "I'm on fire! There's needles everywhere!" And we were like, "All right, we're not doing this shit anymore."
There's a bar about that in Genocide.
Yeah, there's in Genocide. There's a bar about that. It was horrible, but yeah, we did a lot of crazy shit. I did a lot of acid. I would go down with the homies to like the Long Beach Aquarium, and like we would take like a tab or 2 and like go in there, and I like felt like one time, you know, there's like big tubes. There's like a tube in the center of the room. There's all these fish in it, and they're like swimming around in like a perpetual school circle.
Yeah.
There's one fish, like all the fish are swimming around. I walk up to the tube, and I'm like, oh my God, it's crazy. And one of the fish like goes around and like stops like right in front of me. And the rest keep swimming, and one like stops right in front of me, and its eyes like looking at me. You know, because fish look sideways, so it's like looking at me.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, does he know that I'm high? Like, why did he stop? And then like his eye like got like kind of bigger and bigger, like the black of his eye. And then I realized I just had this weird vision where I could tell like the black of his eye, it like goes to this place. This is like this space behind his eye, and that's the same space that like my eye goes to. There's like this realm behind all of our eyes that like connects in physical space, like all of like the singularity of life, like that. And so then I realized like reality is like this fabric, and existences and eyes and like us are like holes poked in this fabric of reality that you can see through. But like that means that there's something on the other side of the fabric. So like we're always seeing. It's like you take like a blanket and put a hole in it, and you're seeing through the fabric. But you forget that there's something on the other side too. And that's where we come from. That's where life springs from. It comes from this other place that we can't see. Because you have to like turn inside out to see it. And if you do that, you die. So, but yeah. So that, yeah, that was a crazy trip that I had.
All right. So this was around 3 songs in.
More or less, like
like 3 to 20. I mean, we made so many songs,
like,
dude.
We probably like over the internet made like 3 or 4 at that point.
This is like songs we've made together.
Yeah,
but in that time, I'm hitting beats from other people, and
Yeah.
he's making different things.
But it's like still like very like early.
It's very
for
early,
either of us.
like first year.
Yeah, like and like you know like it's like the phase of like making music where it's like you're like people are like, oh, do you make music? And you're like, yeah, and they're like, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Your mom's like, oh, you're gonna try
How's
to
the music thing going?
All right.
Yeah. Or people come up to you and they're like, what do? You tell them music, and they're like, oh, that's weird. You know, like that. You get those responses.
Oh yeah.
Which is actually
still...
a really beautiful time. Like, I'm looking back at it, that time when like no one gives a shit about like what you're up to at all is really fun, because it's just like
you miss that once you get
you don't understand what's gonna happen. Like, you just like everything seems like it, like the dream. It's like, oh, I'm gonna become famous and it's gonna be great.
And then it happens, and you're like,
I have anxiety.
What the fuck?
Everybody hates me.
Gotta go on stage like there's a bunch of people I don't know, and they're all looking at me.
Man, what'd you think when like it was first started like pop off? I mean, pop off like, okay, you go to the show. Oh, there's 20 people here. Holy shit! And 3 of them are outside pissed.
It was crazy. Those shows were awesome.
Yeah, those were a lot of fun.
If you look up on YouTube, there might be a video of it. Let's see if there is.
Like the Rare House, what is that? What it was?
Yeah, if you just go on YouTube and you go to the search bar and you look up Spider Gang Rare House LA show.
You know, also what kind of made me kind of interested in you guys too was I looked up
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Did no one record that shit?
Someone has to.
Someone has to.
That was Los Globos.
So this is Los Globos. You know the venue?
It was
Los
like
Globos?
our first like kind of tour show.
This is the first Spider Gang show, I think.
Basically, yeah.
Look at him. There he was. That's cool. And yeah, so we were marveling at the ceiling, because you see how the ceiling's going boom, 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 because everyone's jumping up on this above level, and it's like making the ceiling of the green
What is
room.
that video that was on stage?
I don't know. We were just like playing around. That's all of us. That's our collective of guys. Wow. Wendigo's wearing like the Jewish shawl.
I have a talit on.
He has a talit on. We were like all really into the joke of it. It's like the meme. And yeah, we still know like all these dudes.
Shout out to you, Chris.
Like 80% of these dudes and us are like still cool to this day. There's a few of us that are like falling apart, but that's just how life is, you know what I mean?
Life. It's life in general, man.
Yeah. Still love to all these guys.
I was looking at it was I think like the last Spider Gang tour, and there's your team was interviewing people outside. I was like, why do a lot of these people were wearing metal shirts? Like, I think the first person I was interviewed had a Suicide Silence shirt on. And I'm just like watching it. I'm like,
oh, that's crazy.
Why does this? Why? You know,
how does it connect?
Yeah, it was crazy.
The one thing about our shit is our shit exists. You know, a lot of people join scenes or expand on scenes, right? So if you think of music scenes as like bubbles and Venn diagrams, when you like create a new band, it's like here's like metal, and you're creating your band, and it's like this. Boop. There's like overlap with the other thing. We created truly like this space that's like completely separate from like all other spaces that exist before, and people would come from other spaces into our space, or people that didn't have a space at all, never been to a show or anything, like are getting into music through us. Like,
oh my gosh.
So even to this day.
Wow.
So like we just like have like a very like unique space for our shit. So there's people like, yeah, I listen to like metal and I like this, or like, oh, I'm a jazz guy and lo-fi rap guy and I like this too. Like the people would just like get a taste for it, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
And also like on top of that, like most of us in Spider Gang are like metalheads. We love metal. Yeah. We're all influenced by metal.
Yeah, we love metal and love rap and love. That's the thing about us too, is like we really like a whole lot of different shit.
Yeah, like
we like a lot of stuff.
Before I was doing this, I probably would have wanted to be like in a metal band. That would have just been like the goal.
So crazy.
Wow. Now and then.
And I still want to do that. Like I still would love to be just like in like a metal band at some point. Like, that'd be a lot of fun.
And well, Steady chose us Salvia.
I chose Salvia and a bunch of 19, 20-year-olds.
Yeah, and even the people within this group that we were in, like all different influences, you know. He's this guy that you see right here, Janaskis. He's our homie, you know. He was influenced by a lot of like experimental music and hardcore and fast rock and like blast beats and stuff and crazy, but a different like part of it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like we would have homies that are more influenced by just like trap or like auto-tune rap and stuff. And so we're bringing all these things together into one space, and they're all existing in this one space. And so then our fans get a taste for all these things. And then they, whether they like it or not, initially end up like that exposure, like opens it's like Pandora's box. You like open this door or this box, you can't close it again.
Can't close it again, dude.
You know, they just like start getting exposed to these things, whether they like it or not. Like we're going to play the songs and like go in the crowd with them and turn up with them, and they just get into it because it's like, I really do think like we created a whole generation of people that are really like a lot of people that are even up to this day I won't like name names, you know, but because they've distanced themselves since from like fucking with Spider Gang and stuff like that. But they were like fans of us back in the day. People that are now in like hyperpop spaces or like all these different scenes. Like when they were kids, they were at the show or they were like looking at our shit online and getting inspired to do this wacky shit.
Like,
oh wow,
so long.
You know, look at this shit. It's fucking retarded.
Yeah, it's a fucking. People always say it's a small world, but I'm like, I think it's called. We're in a big world, but it's small circles. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and people that will see your band or your or go to shows, they end up starting their own band, and they're like, holy shit, like you see them do it.
Yeah, that's kind of the jumping off point. Like you're looking at videos of the Spider Gang tour. This is like the tour that we did. Is this one or two?
This is the first one. This is like the first show, basically.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, no, this is like this is
the
the tour
first
going
one.
well video.
Yeah,
this is Spider Gang tour. 4 years ago, we posted this video a little after the tour ended, and we went on a second Spider Gang tour. So like on these shows, I was doing like an 8-minute set because there were so many of us that it was just like we're all doing 8 minutes, and then at the end we all go on stage and do like some of our group songs for 20 minutes, and then the show's done. Damn. So my fans for years were like, oh, like I want to see Darkie perform, but they never got to see me like do very much. I'd come on stage, do 3 songs, and I'm gone.
Yeah.
So then like when we jumped off and started doing our own solo tours and stuff, that's when like we really started. Like now we're not in like the 500 cap room and the 600 cap room. We're like going into the 1,000 cap room and the 1,500 cap room and like doing bigger shows. Mm-hmm. Like on my own, I'm doing shows that are like, you know, bigger than these Spider Gang shows because it's just had time to like snowball. And also new people have gotten into my music, and old fans that were at the first couple tours, like they're not coming to the shows anymore. Like they've grown and like gotten into some other stuff, but like they're cycling out with like other people. Our thing is like this beast that is very much still like growing and changing and morphing constantly. It's not like the same thing that it was like these years ago.
It's just going.
Yeah, like every time we do a tour, like we're on stage and we're like, yo, how many people have been to the previous shows? And it's like 1/3 of the hands, and then how many people is just new? And it's like 2/3 of the hands.
Constantly.
Because, you know, some person was like, yeah, I went last year, or I went 2 years ago. I'm going to miss this one because I have work or something. So then we're still having like new people that have never been like showing up and interfacing.
Where do you guys think? I guess we start with you guys. Where do you think music is going?
I think it's gonna. What I said earlier. I think that right now we are going deeper and deeper into an era of perfect, clean music, and that AI is, you know, basically the cherry on top of all of that. Mm-hmm. And I think that music is gonna, I think, go kind of more and more like genreless. Like as far as like what is like dominating, like right now, for example, like rap was the dominant Billboard genre for like a good, you know, maybe 5 to 10 years basically. And you know, it was huge before then. It's been huge for probably like most of your life. Like I know,
of course.
So like, but regardless, like it's been huge, especially in like the 2010s. And now this last year, it's been like 1/3 rock, 1/3 rap, 1/3 country on the Billboard. And now I think even like last week or whatever, it was like the first time since like 1993 or some shit where there's been not a single rap song in the top 40.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this right here. So the domination of like rap, I think, has...
Or like rap song, or even some rap songs like have hip hop influence, but they're being classified as pop.
Yeah.
So they're on the Billboard, but they're not called, you know.
But so I think that's kind of like what I think hip hop and like rap basically is, because like the hip hop thing, like there is a definition of hip hop, like the 4 pillars. It's like MCing, DJing, breakdancing, graffiti. That is like the OG hip hop definition, and that's valid for that era. But that, I think what hip hop basically nowadays means, it's like a way of like making music. It's like making music in this kind of electronic format where you're creating like loops and this like organizing noises on like either like in a DAW or like an MPC or some shit, and you're making music as opposed to like a band in a studio like recording everything live. You're like track by track laying shit down, and then you have like a song. And that format of making shit, you now see that in rock, like people like Mac DeMarco and Tame Impala, who are like one-man bands at home, like creating albums that are like massive albums. That kind of like singer-songwriter, bedroom producer thing, that's, I think, like here to stay. And I think what's going to happen to a lot of rappers, especially, I mean, like underground rap right now, I think this is the first time where I've seen it being influenced by things that are like not even like rap adjacent anymore. Like where you're starting to see just like EDM and like Tumblr and like 2000s like weird alt kid cultures, like, you know, people like Netspend or Two Hollis, like the like new guard of rap. Those guys are like making things that are so removed from like the OG hip hop standard. Even like when we were coming up, people were saying people like X and Ski were like not real rap, but those guys still like very much so like kind of kept to a very old school like philosophy. Like they were still freestyling with each other, and like ciphers were big, and like just rap culture at that point was very old school. Like looking back at it, it just like sounded new. That shit does not matter anymore at all. Like nobody cares about like the kind of cultural side of it. It's, you know, it happened to anything. It happened to jazz, happened to rock, happened to metal. Like it happens to all movements. At a certain point, the thing existed for long enough to where its DNA no longer lies within itself or like what inspired it. But I think what's going to happen in the future is that like the method of making music via like rap or EDM, just like laying shit down like in like a DAW, MPC, whatever, is going to persist. But just like with, you know, people like not like being like, I'm a rapper or I'm a singer, but just like, oh, I just like make random shit.
And also the breaking down of like the traditional like band setup. I'm witnessing that happen. I'm really excited for that. Like, you know, we saw McGee last year. Or was it this year? That was
last year.
Yeah, we saw McGee last year. Do you know McGee?
No.
You gotta check out McGee.
Yeah, MK Gee.
MK.GEE.
Yeah, McGee. He's sick.
Of course.
He's big.
You know him?
No, but just the way you spell it.
So this guy's sick. He plays like a guitar that has like a guitar synth hooked up to it. You know, like the VG88, like Roland, like guitar synth.
Yes.
So like he's doing stuff like that. And as far as I remember, his band setup is like him and there's like another guitarist with him on stage, and like their drummer, but he's behind them like kind of. He's not playing a drum set. He's like playing like kind of sample pads
like
and things and MIDI stuff.
MIDI
tom, like so that's like exciting. It's like, oh, okay, so now we have like the drummer is like, so it's a band, but there's a guitarist and a vocalist, and then the drummer is also the bassist because he's playing the 808 and he's like finger drumming, or like, oh, we have like just new setups of music I think are going to start emerging where people realize like, oh, we don't need to have a drummer and a bassist and a vocalist and a guitarist and maybe another guitarist, like the same old shit. Like now we can be like doing new stuff. So like, look, like that's like his setup right now, you know, like that's the band. It's like they're playing music that is full and covers all the bases, but it's not the same traditional, like we have to have all these things, you know, or, oh, you have a drummer on stage, but maybe he's playing a Roland V drum every night.
Yeah.
So like he's able to like fuck with the samples that he's playing and like also play like when he hits the kick, it has also a trigger that makes it so like there's an 808 that hits at the same time, so like he has a big boom that he can control, and like so we're playing with music now as it's not necessarily all having to be, it's like truly the fusing of like electronic music and rock music, and it's like coming now.
Yeah,
it's finally happened.
His set is very much, I think, like a good example. Like it's like a complete hybrid. Like what he's playing is very much like rock and like kind of jazz fusion inspired.
Like Phil Collins inspired.
But the way he's doing it is extremely new, and like, yeah, the setup he has, like I think that's the producer on the drums back there. Like this, when I saw this show, like awesome. I wasn't like a fan of McGee. He took me to see McGee. He's like, you gotta see McGee. You're coming with me.
Oh, sick.
I saw the shit and I was like, this is like awesome.
I was not like a fan of McGee before I saw this show, but when I saw this show, I realized like what he was doing was so like it became immediately obvious, but nobody like did it, and he does it so well. Like, oh yeah, of course somebody was gonna make a band that has like this kind of hip hop EDM-y like aspect of it, but it's like a rock band. Like, of course somebody was gonna do that. But he did it.
He did it, though.
And he did it really well. Like, incredibly well. Like, he's an insane guitar player. Like, he knows what he's doing.
And he has, like, this rack that he runs his guitar through where he's, like, I'm playing, and then he has, like, a noise. He's, like, a gated reverb and stuff. So, like, when he plays past a certain volume, it becomes, like, the distortion and, like, the reverb turn on when he hits it really hard. But then when he plays soft, it's, like, clean still and stuff. Wow. So he's, like, using all these, like, musical techniques in just, like, new and exciting ways, and it works very cohesively. So I think the future of music is just in the de-evolution and deconstruction and reconstruction from those pieces of what we perceive as like the building blocks of stuff.
Yeah.
But then we're just rearranging them now because it's like no longer interesting or exciting to do stuff the same way anymore.
Yeah, and I feel like rock, a lot of like the old rock musicians were really anti-rap, like really anti that. Like, videos like Jerry Garcia talking about like
hip-hop's not music.
It's not music, it's just rhythm, and there's no way you can get like better at it. Like a lot of like
he said that.
Yeah, there's a classic clip of Jerry Garcia like talking about rap,
just saying some racist shit.
and that is really what it is.
Yeah, right here. Like play this one.
Oh fuck.
I mean, it isn't music. It's talking. That's what it says. Rap. Rap means talking. It's not music. It's talking in meter. It's got rhyme, and it has meter. It has rhythm. It's not music.
Wow.
That doesn't even make any fucking sense.
See,
fuck this guy.
You just literally this
fucking
is
loser.
Literally, Jerry Garcia is a fucking loser. So this is literally like this is a big fear I have in my life. I do never want to become someone that says something so stupid because I'm so separated. And
what is it called? A curmudgeon?
Yeah, he's a curmudgeon.
Yeah. Become like Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah, when you're just at home all fucking
day. I think
day,
it's easy to not get that way. I think you have to just like not be racist and like have an open mind. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I think that like rap, in my experience, people who make hip hop and rap are really open to other genres because rap inherently is about other genres. Like to even like make the beats, for example, you need to like either sample some shit or play some music that isn't like inherently rap. It's just like somewhere else.
And shit also comes from a certain level of arrogance.
Yeah.
Like to claim, like when people are like, oh, I don't understand that. And you play some music for someone, and they don't say, oh, I don't like that, or I don't like that, or I kind of like that. They're like, I don't understand it. Well, it's like, well, then that means that you claim that there is music that you can understand. And that in itself is just like, you're full of yourself. You can't understand what this shit is.
Yeah,
you can't fully understand music.
You can't understand music, right?
Yeah, it doesn't even make any fucking sense. That's stupid.
You can't understand music.
You're not supposed to like fully understand it.
Even your favorite artist, you're not supposed to fully understand.
No.
Yeah, if you understand it, then it's just like,
then you're probably a shithead.
Or you're just like tricking yourself. It's just like you can't understand it.
You could have opinions.
It's vibrations.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even understand your own music.
Fuck no. I have no idea, dude. I always tell people I don't know what my band sounds like.
Or like what it means.
Yeah.
Because to understand something, you need to know what it means. You don't know what every song means. What the fuck does like Beethoven's Symphony 14 mean? He knows what his subjective opinion about like what his song means.
But he doesn't even really
know because like he's put it out into the world. Now it's making other people feel different things.
Yeah. Another guy that didn't experience his success.
Like that painting right there, like Picasso's Blue Period, you have that hanging there.
Yeah.
Where it's like the guy with the guitar. Mm-hmm. Like some people, think they understand like, oh, that's a guy who's like suffering. He's like on his last leg. He has no shoes and he's playing. His clothes are tattered. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they understand it. But it's like, you don't really ever understand that,
No.
What really went into that.
Yes. Speaking of eras, and artists have eras and periods. Mm-hmm. That the blue period's interesting. I highly recommend it if you're ever back in Chicago. That's where actually that main painting is, and it's where I got it. It was the last place I don't know. People were just really rude at this particular like museum, but I wanted to go because I wanted to see that painting. The Pablo of the old guitarist, and it's a Chicago massive museum, but I didn't understand that painting was one of their main attractions. So it's a standard like museums. You have a bunch of cool art, and then once I got to this painting, I noticed something a little bit different. One, it's a big painting. There's also security in the room, and I didn't understand until I actually stood by the painting why there was security. People just get weird around it, like because I mean as being polite. Like people have moments with art pieces and paintings or whatever like you're looking at. So once I guess you say my turn, I was like in line without knowing that you're in line. kind of waiting to have your moment. Basically, like once the paint's
to
in front of you,
perceive it for a second.
yeah, you're great. Okay, this is my moment with this painting and like whatever that is or whatever I feel. And I noticed, oh shit, this is why they're security. Like people like will like cut you, and just they were basically not have they won't allow anyone to have their moment with the painting because some, I don't know if these people aren't present, but like it was two people. One was an older lady. I was dissed by an older upper class lady, probably like early 50s, like standard like upper class, exactly what you would think, like pearl necklace, like she had gloves on, and like she like I was like having about to have my moment, like
just be able to look at it.
Like look at it and be like feel it, wow, and then right in front of me like they didn't even like exist. I was like, holy shit, like then I got it, and then she was like talking to her friends about the painting and just basically treated me like I didn't even like exist. Yeah. And then once she left, trying to have the moment again, and then some other gentleman came up and started talking about the painting to me and his friends, trying to like, sound cool or something. I was like, oh, I get it. I'm getting angry. I was like, I wanted to say something to. I almost found myself saying something to an older lady, and that's not me.
Yeah.
But that's art. Art brings out a piece. Art brings out something in you that you didn't even know existed. I almost talked shit to an older lady.
Yeah.
But I thought, oh, this is not my time. This is not my place. So I went. We were playing House of Blues that night, and I was like, wow, that's art. That's a fucking sick ass painting. And I came home and I bought that.
So you could look at it.
Yeah. It was weird, like really good art.
Yeah, that's the thing about art, dude, is it brings like this animal out of people in a way where even the artist wouldn't even probably appreciate it somewhat. You know, sometimes you're at a show and you, like, I'll be doing the show. You'll see it where like, you know, people like the whole time people are like yelling for me to do this song or sign this or take my phone, take my phone, take my phone. And sometimes like you let it slip. You're like, no, like shut up. Or you're like, no, like right now, like I'm doing the show. Like you want me to like take your phone right now? I don't want your phone. You like say something a little weird to someone.
Oh yeah.
But it's because like the art is powerful, you know. It like brings this like, it's like people are starving or something. They're like starving for it.
Yeah.
They need it. They need it so much that you stop being a person to them. You become like a Pokemon to collect. Or something. Your signature is like a Pikachu.
Unfortunately, especially your art would reach its true form once you're fucking dead, and that's like the weird thing about art, where it's like people could hear it. I catch myself all the time. I'm like, it's happening to me right now. Like, I'll listen to a song, and I'm like, okay, like this is sick, but then for some reason when they fucking die, it just sounds different. I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know, for example, like Soundgarden, or I think a recent one, I don't know, Linkin Park, Van Halen. I was like, oh, you just put it on the radio, and then Van Halen comes on. I'm like, wow, this sounds, what is that? It sounds different. It doesn't sound the same anymore. But I've heard this song I don't know how many fucking times.
Yeah, it's like hearing the sound it's like hearing the sound of a tiger right now.
Yeah.
But then in like 50 years when there's no tigers, then you hear the roar of a tiger, and it makes you feel something else.
Yeah. Or it's like hearing It's like hearing somebody who now understands like the biggest question. Like they know what it's like to be dead, and you don't. And
now you're hearing
art.
them.
Like one of my favorite albums is Donuts by Jay Dilla, which is like a beat album, and that is like his posthumous like album. It came out like right after he died.
Really?
And something about that, like I agree with you. Like when I listened to that album, like knowing that this was like the last thing he was working on, and like it came out after he died, something about that makes it feel like way more like grand, and like you're hearing some like really like important thing because this person who made this knows the answer to what happens.
You know what you guys just inspired me to do? I think I might just give out a thought. Someone, or you or me, someone has to write a record, never put it out, and I don't know how you put it in your will or put it
instructions.
Yeah, hey.
Or you make make an album and distribute it and tell your distributor like this drops in like
100 years.
Yeah, 100 years. Yeah. Yeah, this drops in 100 years.
Didn't Mr. Beastus do that? He uploaded a video 10 years ago.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, then
that's crazy.
It just dropped like, I think this this month. It's like a trip like before he got big.
Hi, me in 5 years.
Or 5 years. It's a trip. That's fucking genius, dude.
Yeah,
Someone needs to do that.
Because time.
It's like
marination, right? The album, you know, like, or whatever, like, means something different. How long it's been out, or how long you know it has existed, or all of that.
It's honestly, I haven't thought about it till right now. I'm gonna have that idea in my brain, like writing so much, and or at least an EP, like kind of keep it,
yeah,
and then not ever talk about it, not ever drop it, and then if something happens to me.
My partner, is Filipino, and she was telling me the story of this guy.
I'm horned up. I'm sorry.
I forget it. It's okay. He was telling me the story of this guy who's really important in Filipino history, to like the Spanish decolonialization, like resisting them. He's like a poet and a writer.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but he has a poem that was discovered that he wrote like after his passing.
No.
That's like I think it's Jose Rizal. Yeah, I think it's him. He had something. He left a note for his family after he was executed by the Spanish government in the Philippines, and it said, "Look in my shoe." But the Spanish government like hid his body. So he had like a few posthumous like poems. Yeah, like My Last Farewell was written before his execution, and so like that's a poem.
Wow.
But there's a lost poem. There's a poem that was supposedly in his shoe, but by the time they finally found his body, whatever letter was in his shoe had decomposed. So like just knowing even that there is like a lost like piece of art, like that there's art that you'll work on that no one will ever hear.
That's even sicker.
It's just sick. You know what's crazy too? When we were making the Spider Gang album back in the day for our collective, we were making this project and we had like all these music videos that we shot and we like tens of hours, like days of effort of editing and shooting and whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe weeks of effort because there was like 8 videos on there. And we were on the second Spider Gang tour in Portland, and I left the camera bag in the back of a car just thinking like, oh, I'm just going to sleep and be up early and come back. And someone like busted the back window of the car and took it. So there's like all these music videos that are just like gone now.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's just gone.
Somebody has it.
Someone has it. They might drop like after I die. Someone might find it in their grandpa's attic and be like, my grandpa was a thief and he stole this hard drive and there's all these Spider Gang videos on it. It's crazy, you know.
Oh, what a shame.
But it's cool though.
But it's also cool at the same time.
Yeah, it was meant to happen. It's supposed to happen.
Fuck, how many videos?
Like 8. It was like a lot of videos, like a lot of music videos and like back behind the scenes stuff. And we were gonna roll out our whole album with it. And I think like honestly, like it getting stolen like changed the whole like vibe of like our last project.
Really?
Yeah, it totally like changed the vibe of like putting it out and finishing it and stuff.
What this was like the last straw?
Yeah, it became like it became more that last album became more final because when we were making it we were like, oh well, we don't know if our group's going to be over or not because like there was like interpersonal issues in the group and things that were starting to happen. Sure. So we named the album Spider Gang Is Over, but we named it Spider Gang Is Over as like kind of like a joke. We were like, oh, we don't know if it's over or we'll start it back up in a year or two. We don't know. We're just like gonna name it this as like kind of like a weird like fuck you to the fans, just confuse them. Yeah. But I think like that and like a few other things like made it so we were just like, oh yeah, like it's over, like it is, like we're done with this shit. That's all our middle fingers. We're homies.
It's a cool concept.
Now we're all older men doing our own things. Crazy, right?
That's a cool concept.
Yeah, it's sick.
Wow, who has the watch? It's a sick watch. Jesus.
I forget. Yeah, it's Cube.
It's Cube.
Nice.
Yeah, all the homies, man. But yeah.
Dude, 8 videos is a fucking band's career.
Yeah, we like our videos were never like proper like shoots. It wasn't like we were like spending money on them necessarily.
They were just doing them.
Yeah, they were just like lo-fi.
We'd
like,
be like, we're gonna spend $200 on like Viking outfits.
Yeah, like buy an outfit maybe, but like we weren't doing like like proper like like a lot of. I feel like with bands it's always like some really proper like crazy shoot, like a crew,
like a director,
somebody like doing like some job that like I don't even know what it is, like gaffing something. And,
but then again, what's a video?
Yeah,
exactly.
All of pretty much we have never done like a. Well, I guess you have with Lost Noise. That seems like more of like a real like shoot, but like as far as like the Spider Gang videos go, we pretty much never did like a
Proper one.
professional video shoot with like, a proper like director and like playback and shit like that.
Like a set and like
Yeah.
miking something for playback
Makeup.
and what.
Like all of our videos were kind of just like,
Costumes
oh, let's go like rent a cop car.
Can you move the bounce? Like, can you
Yeah.
bounce the light? You know, like,
But does that even make sense for a group like you guys?
No.
No, it
And honestly, that
doesn't.
more
Right.
bands should do that. I think that more bands should just be way more like lo-fi about how they're doing
they'd
shit.
be more relatable.
Yeah.
If you just like acted like a real person.
Videos, especially nowadays, like it's so like again, like it's all funny and inconsequential anyways. So like, why are you spending $30K on a video that like no one's gonna watch?
Yeah, especially
Like-
now, like music videos are like, starting to get out. Like people don't even like watch whole music videos anymore. So it's like if you're gonna do that shit, you might as well just like have fun with it and like have it be like not like breaking the bank. Just like do some cool shit with your homies, you know?
Yeah, if you're gonna drop the money on that, do it because it's like a cool piece of art and not as like a promotion.
Exactly, or not because you expect some kind of return on it.
Yeah.
And nothing that I do believe spiritually, like that's why we've gotten how far we've gotten, is because nothing that we've done, like especially just in the early phases, was done for like really because we were like, we need to get up, like we need to like get famous and rich. Like we just like we're doing stuff because we loved it. That purity is really important. I think when you do things with impure intention, it always shows in the result. Shit always ends up getting like bogged down some way or another.
When we kind of had a similar journey, so I'm still going through it. So you talk about the first era, and then the second, and now you're going into the third. So with the second era, you tried to recreate the first, and now you're going.
Sometimes.
As the second era is the most nuanced.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like a big mixed bag. Like there was still a lot of that first era purity, but then there was just also like some, we're meeting with record labels and they're telling us they want to sign us and we're saying no, but then that changes how we perceive ourselves because we're sought after and like we have stories to tell. And so there's just like the second era was just painted by a lot of like the industry trying to absorb us and like trying to figure out what we wanted and like and getting burnt out by that. And then now we're like coming out of that.
Okay.
It's like when you watch like Scarface and like the first part is like him coming up and it's like fun.
Oh yeah.
Like shit's like he's like selling a bunch of coke and it's going well and like he's getting really up. And then that middle part, like, like his friends like fucking his sister and he hates that. And like there's like other like rival cartels like fucking with him. And it's he's up now, but it's complicated. He's like that.
Yeah, that's complicated.
That's like the second era where it's like shit's better, but also like it's a little complicated. And the third era is us trying to avoid the part where he gets shot in his house.
Yeah, our third era is like him getting shot in his house, except it's like completely the opposite of that because we're aware. We've watched Scarface. If he could have watched Scarface, maybe Scarface would have gone differently.
Oh yeah.
But he didn't.
That is what happens to a lot of people, like a lot of artists.
That's
right
what
there,
happens right there.
unfortunately, because they get to the second era and then they don't know how to pivot out of it, I think. And then no one tells you how to.
They
so
don't know how to
it's
pivot,
fair.
so they crash and burn. They buy a bunch of shit and go broke, or they overdose because they're being irresponsible and no one around. They're surrounding themselves by people that don't care about them, But we, thankfully, have watched Scarface.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how do you stay out of it, or how do you even get out of it?
You just like don't desire it.
Yeah, I think that like there's no answer. I think it's just like you don't just like you learn how to like you just like move on. Like, I don't know, you just like move on from like the bullshit things that you start getting in the second era. Like I remember like when we first started like getting like more like attention, like and we were making more money, I started like buying like designer clothes 'cause that's what rappers do, and like
Dang, you
but
did
it's like
it,
I don't give a fuck about
Wendigo
that.
did it.
We all did it, and it's like, but
Yeah.
that
I would
shit's
go into Louis Vuitton and then get some shit, or go into Balenciaga
Wow.
and get some stuff, and it's just like that's just what you do to figure out what it's about, and then you realize like, oh, this is retarded, and then you learn.
Yeah.
But you have to like you have to sin to repent. You have to like learn what's wrong with the shit.
Hey, I guess that like
Wow.
if you start doing that and you actually like love it, that's a
It's
danger
different.
in of itself. But like for us, like if you look at like the Spider Gang stuff, like the people that we were like anti this. Like the old Spider Gang music and the videos was like making fun of this shit. and then we became it, and then we were like, okay, wait, no, this actually isn't us, and then we kind of reset.
Yeah, and some of the people, you know, in the group lost themselves in this.
Yeah, like to your question, like how do you avoid it? I don't know. Like I don't.
You just have to have like a strength of will, really.
Yeah, I don't think there's like necessarily like a universal answer for that. I think that like anybody who would experience that of like doing music or doing art and getting success and then being disillusioned by it, I'm sure like their moment of clarity is going to be like unique across the board. But at some point, hopefully, like it will happen to anybody.
Yeah.
Is that like you just kind of like slowly come back out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky, yeah. I think that like, I think that like where art is moving is in a place where like those things hopefully like will be valued less. Like I do think that like, you know, like just the crazy like materialistic like culture that we have right now, like will at some point kind of fall out of attraction. And we'll have like kind of like a 60s type moment where cultural revolution, people want to like, you know, think more about real stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I drive a Kia Rio, and people were asking me why are you driving a Kia? I'm like, why not? I can't drive a Kia. I guess they expect me to have like a nicer car or a nice car. I was like, now in my life,
nice car is whack. That's a good car.
That's a fucking sick ass car, dude.
That's a good car.
I don't believe in cars. Like
that's stupid.
I have like a fucking regular car. I don't believe in a nice car.
It's also like if you are somebody that like has any kind of like attention on you and you have a nice car, that's like a big like crosshair on you basically. It's like, oh yeah, there's this guy that you can just spot. Like you know, like Larry David, like you know,
dumb.
He talks about how like he drives a Toyota because like he doesn't want like any attention. Like that's also just like that's great for him. Larry David in a sports car would be fucked up. He'd get like killed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. If a car gets you from point A to point B,
like, look at him. That guy, he needs to drive like a Toyota.
Yeah, facts.
Let's all be like Larry David.
How long have we been talking?
We're
4
going.
hours?
It's gonna be 4 hours and 10 minutes. I think we should. I'm
not gonna lie to you. I'm starting to get like real hungry.
I'm pretty hungry too.
Yeah, I'm fucked right now. I need to get some fucking food.
We're just getting started.
My head's starting to hurt.
We're talking about a new beginning.
Yeah, I've been fasting all day.
You're fasting right now? Why?
I didn't eat before this because I didn't want to shit. But now I need food.
It's a good one. I try not to eat bean cheese burritos before a pod, and I did in the last one. It was a terrible idea. You're just fucking holding in farts the whole time.
Yeah, my stomach is like. That's what it's doing right now.
The things that you have been like pulling up on this screen are so funny. Like we were talking about like music videos, and you just like had the Wikipedia page that just said music video on it. Like just like explaining like
grilled cheese, dude. Dude, I need to find a place that has a nice grilled cheese, dude. That's a other goal of mine.
You just gotta make one
kitchen,
yourself.
Kitchen, dog.
You just gotta make one.
Kitchen, man.
But it's like
nothing beats kitchen.
But a grilled cheese is like a salad. Like you can never. It just tastes better when someone else makes it.
It's when your mom makes it.
Yeah, when your mom makes it. When you're sick and your mom makes it, and you got like tomato soup with that.
Oh, do I still remember my
All right, guys.
Grilled cheese. Yes, go.
I'm done. This has been awesome.
Yeah, pleasure, man. Where can people find you guys? Where can people go?
The
IG?
the places. Yeah, Instagram.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
Streaming platform.
I have a website, lildarkie.com, and then if you want to go to smalldarkone.com, that's where my merch is, but the sites kind of like link to each other. So, and if you want to get my physical media, you click right there, new physical media, click that little bubble.
New physical media.
Go to racingthoughtsrecords.com, and you can buy my my vinyl and CDs and whatever. Yeah, sick. All designed by us. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sick. Little Darkie Wendigo, thank you for being gracious with your time. It was an honor to hang out with you in person.
Thank you for having us. Yeah,
it was awesome.
It's been incredible.
All right, everyone. That's it. We're hungry. Later.